Hello. Hello. I have no idea if I'm loud enough. Hey, everybody. Hi. Long time no see. How are we dropping frames? What the heck? How are we dropping frames? How are we having a lag spike? That's so weird. That's so weird. Hi guys. Hello. Hello. How we doing? How are we doing? Hello to Cheese and Kage and Moonlight and everybody else that's here today. Mama's EP? I'm fine. Mama sounds softer. I don't know. I'm just talking. I'm just talking and trying to figure out what's going on with OBS, which is very strange. One would have assumed that we wouldn't be having this problem, with me being A, the literal only person using the Wi-Fi, and B, the router is right next to my computer. That's weird. That was weird. Hi. I probably sound different. That is because I am somewhere completely new. Are you feeling okay? Yeah, I'm feeling fine. I don't know why everyone thinks I'm sick. I don't know why everyone thinks I'm sick. I'm just talking. Oh,
Mama
wow.
Biscuits, Mama Biscuits, Mama Biscuits, Mama Biscuits, Mama Bis.
Thank you so much for the resub, Cheese. I don't know why it took it that long for the alert to go. That's very odd. This is very strange. I don't know what's happening. Mamu states, I did. Move has happened. I have the audio foam up behind my monitors. Karen! Hello. But yeah, yeah. It'd be 10. It'd be 10. Yes. But yeah, I did move. That's why I was gone all last week and the week before. Because at first I was packing everything and then I was getting everything unpacked. It was a process. It was a bit of a process. But I'm hoping that everything is fine. Dak, hello, thank you for the raise up. Thank you for the prime. I appreciate it. Hi. But yeah, I don't know if I sound like calmer or oh shit, we have a hype train. Holy shit. Thank you guys. Thank you. I don't know if I sound softer or anything. For me at least, it sounds like there's a bit of an echo, so that might be why. I'm in a place now that is all hardwood floors. I need to get some rugs. I'm working on that. I didn't bring any with me because I was on carpet before, so I didn't need any. So now I gotta get a rug. Now I gotta get some rugs. But in the meantime, I have the audio foam up at least, so there's that. But yeah, I'm in a very different place now. I'm living in a very different place now. I'm in the new apartment. Mama's heelys will be sore from what? Being on the hard floor? I'm fine. It's fine. All is well. But yeah. Mama getting comfy? Yeah, I feel pretty comfortable here, I think. I also think that in the process of getting the camera set up, I bumped my arm that holds the phone. So if I seem like I'm tilted to the side, that is why. I hear a slight echo. Yeah, not a whole lot I can do about that right now, but we're working on it. We'll get there. Yeah. But yeah, so there's a little bit of an echo because of that, because of how the new place is. You might hear sounds that are different because of that. I'm in a bit of a more urban area, so you might hear cars and things. We're just gonna have to deal with that. Playing Phasmo with friends. Nice! Oh man, it's been a while since I played Phasmo. But yeah, it was an eventful move. It was a very eventful move. Hello, Urban Dweller. Hello, Duart. But yeah. It was a bit of an eventful move because this is my first time really getting to have my own place by myself, which is exciting. But slight but that also means that when I got here, I was by myself also. because my parents were very nice, and they were like, "Oh yeah, we'll stay behind for the movers. Don't you see your mom every day?" But yeah, my parents stayed behind to make sure everything went okay with the movers, and then they came out as well to like help me get set up, which was very kind because I had a bunch of heavy shit in my car, including the PC, which survived the drive somehow. And I was like, okay, I'll go on ahead and I'll get the keys and then everything will be ready to go when the movers get there. And they were like, yeah. And I was like, yeah. So the movers got started. I hit the road. I got down here. I got the keys. I got the sticker for my car. All that fun shit. I get to the I walk up to the apartment. It's a 3-floor walk up. So we're getting our cardio. I get to the apartment. I open the door. It's gross. Turns out, the cleaners did not come before I got here, and nobody knew that. Nobody realized that until I walked in the front door, and I look around and I see that there is dirt and dust everywhere, and the windowsills are kind of gross. And I go into the bedroom, and there is a massive dead bug in the corner. So on the plus side, I know that the exterminators came, but it is ginormous. It is, oh God, what the fuck is that level? So I started freaking out a little bit for, I feel, understandable reasons. Hi, Motto. Thank you for the welcome back. It's good to see you. How you doing? 45 months to dead bugs. Hi, Teeny.
45 months to dead bugs.
Hi, Teeny. Thank you for the resub. I hope you're feeling better today. How was the move? I'm talking about it, actually. Move went all right with the exception of getting here to my very first place by myself, and there were dead bugs, including a ginormous dead bug in the bedroom, and dust and dirt and crap everywhere, and it just looked gross. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And I call. Just icky today? Aw, that sucks. But yeah, so I call the leasing office. I do not know why we are having connection issues. That's weird. But yeah, I call the leasing office. I'm like, hi, was the unit supposed to be cleaned before I got here? And lady's just like, it wasn't. They told me it was. And I was like, thank you for the biddies, Teeny. I'm like, no. And she was like, okay, well, it is Saturday. No one's going to be able to come out until Monday. Will you be okay? I'm like, I suppose I will. I suppose I have to be okay. Now, at this point, I am already freaking out. At this point, I am already freaking out a little bit because I'm in a brand new place by myself. I don't know what the heck is going on. The place is dirty as hell. The movers are on their way. I'm scared. I'm having the anxieties about things. But the movers show up and everything was fine with that. Everything was cool there. One of the movers was very, very kind. And I said, hey, I have paper towels and a plastic bag from my lunch because I ordered some pizza and they brought it in a plastic bag for some reason. And can you maybe perhaps get the giant fucking bug that's in the other room and put it in this, and then I'll put it in the dumpster. And the guy was like, yeah, sure, I got it. I'm like, thank you, my savior. So that got out, thankfully. I texted my mom and I was like, I know you guys are on the way because the movers are already here. Could you perhaps stop somewhere and get like a Swiffer or something? And she was like, yeah, sure, we got it. So my mom showed up with a Swiffer and Lysol wipes, and we did our best. It was very kind. My dad helped me bring things in from the car. My mom cleaned as much as she could. I appreciated it immensely. It was very kind of them to do. Hello, Solar. Hello. But yeah, so and then once everything was in, the movers had headed out. My parents got a hotel to stay overnight just because they knew it was going to be a long ass day. So they went to do that and then met my sister and her boyfriend at the train station because I am actually very close to this train station, which is fun and nice for me. And then they walked back. So I dissociated a little bit. And then they all came over to see the place. My sister lives really close by, actually. Not a very long train ride at all, which is nice. And both she and her boyfriend were like, oh, wow, this is a really nice place. And I was like, oh, okay, that makes me feel a little better, actually. And then we all went and got dinner, and I barely ate because I was still dealing with the anxieties. And then I came back here, and everybody went to their respective sleeping places, and I did not sleep. I did not sleep at all night one. I just tossed and turned all night, and it sucked. So nice here on the train line. It is. Oh, it's so nice. It's so nice. Next step to getting a new job, easy public transportation access. Thank God. Mama the hypocrite. What? I was actively trying to sleep and couldn't due to anxiety. I don't think that's hypocritical. Literally, I just spent all night feeling my chest constrict. It was awful. Like, it hurt. Have you ever been so anxious that you like feel your chest tighten to the point where it hurts? It was just that all night. And I would start to get it calmed down. It would start to fade out. I was like, okay, I can sleep now. And then the second I stopped focusing on getting that calmed down, it would come right back. So that's why I didn't sleep. It really sucked. And then the next morning I went and got breakfast with my parents before they headed home. And I couldn't eat then either. I spent like 2 or 3 days not really being able to eat. It sucked. Oh, it sucked. I thought I had a heart attack. See, I knew it wasn't a heart attack because it kept coming in and out. So I was like, okay, this can't be a heart attack, which is good. But yeah, night one was not fun. But I'm adjusted at this point. I can sleep through the night, which is cool. The place is clean. A couple days ago, I was able to do like a full clean. Did you not have an inhaler or aspirin? I do not have an inhaler like normally because usually my anxiety does not get that bad. This was a special case. And I didn't have aspirin either because I hadn't gotten to go to the grocery store yet. I had literally just gotten here. So yeah, I just had to raw dog that shit and it sucked. But at this point, I have gone to the grocery store. I've picked up a whole bunch of things, which involved me spending a bunch of money that I didn't want to spend. But unfortunately, when you move to a new place, you have to spend a bunch of money on shit like shower curtains and proper cleaning supplies because all I had was a Swiffer and a thing of Lysol wipes. So I had to get stuff to like actually clean the bathroom and shit. And that's expensive. But at this point, we're good. Everything is put away the way that should be. Literally, the only thing I have left to do is like... Oh, did the stream die? Oh, boy. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. We'll see what happens with streams next... Oh, right. I forgot to say that we're back. Okay. Try to watch anyone else on Twitch. Find Unstuttered. Watch mine for 5 minutes and player crashed. Oh, no, I don't think that's you, Solar. I think that is just me and my tech issues. But yeah, thank you for the head pat. Oh, that's what I forgot to set up. I knew I was forgetting something. Thank you for the head pats. Thank you very much. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. If 2 streams one day, God. I feel like Stream Deck. What? No, the Stream Deck set up, just not the thing to make it happen automatically. I may have to see if there's a way to hook up my PC via Ethernet. I don't know if there's a port for that, but I might have to if this keeps happening. That's super annoying. That's like really super annoying. Oh well. Throw Mama an Ether. I can get it. It's just a matter of I don't know if there's a hookup for it. It's usually on your GPU. Yeah, no, Okay. My computer came with bunny ears for Wi-Fi. Okay, that's it. I just need to figure out if there's an Ethernet port on it. That's all. I just need to check it because it's been Wi-Fi the whole time because it came with the bunny ears. It's all good. It's all good. But yeah, we'll figure this out. We'll figure it out. It's a chill night. It's a chill night. Tonight is for being chill. Tonight is for being chill. Oh, man. Today was also my first day. Welcome back, Taney. Just in time because the stream died. Oh, Mobile doesn't auto connect? No, that's fair. That's fair. Hi, Froth. Most PC and modems have an Ethernet port unless it's a laptop. Yeah, it's just I haven't ever had this PC connected via Ethernet because when I got it, when it got built, I didn't have that access. And now I do. So now I should. Anyway, I should. I don't see why I wouldn't. I should. I should. But yeah. Yeah. If completely fair. Yeah. When I was at my mom and dad's, when they built the house, my parents did not build the house. When the builders built the house, well before my parents moved there, they wired it like ass, like absolute garbage. So the downstairs did not have any Ethernet hookup whatsoever at all. But now I have my own router and it is right next to my PC. So I will have to take a look at that. I might just have to do it. I might just have to do that. How's it going, Maya? Making bad decisions. Hi, Bobcat. What kind of bad decisions? What kind of bad decisions are we thinking today? How are we doing? Yeah, it'll probably be fine. I'll double check with Banan because he's the one who helped me build it and came up with the build. So.
Shame on me. I just realized my sub expired.
Thank you for the resub, Motto. Thank you for the prime. No shame whatsoever. Thank you. Terrible workday into playing League. Oh. I mean, I'm with you on the bad workday. I had an interesting day coming back from being gone from work for a week. You want to have it close to your PC? Then it'll be easy. Yeah, I'm sure it'll be fine. It's just a matter of I want to double check where the port is and what's going on. Who's your ISP? Comcast. Comcast. Bad decisions. It's current time. True. Oh, yeah, no, it seems like this week is just rough in terms of work. Probably because it is a holiday week, so everything's going to shit. Fucking Comcast, I know. At least it's not Spectrum. Surprised I haven't started drinking. Oh, I know that feeling. Is there one or the other for any given area? Yeah, a lot of areas in the US solar are sort of like monopolized by different ISPs. So like where Teeny is monopolized by Spectrum. Where I am is monopolized by Comcast. Verizon is kind of sort of moving in to these areas a little bit, but not by much. So unfortunately, it's one of those you gotta take what you can get sort of situations, which is really annoying. But yeah. Lurking in the middle of the match. Good luck. Kill guys, get wins. Oh. Yeah, this will be a nice little chill stream to ease myself back into streaming again. Where I am, there's nothing but cocks. Yeah, that's another one. Sounds weird out loud. You knew it sounded weird, and that's why you said it. I know your games, Kieran M. Doyle. I know the person you are. I know how you are. Oh, man. You guys want to see some cross stitch? You guys want to see some cross stitch? Do you? Do you? Let's see. And turn the ring off. There we go. An innocent person? Sure. Oh, I need to unmute that. There we go. I want to see. So we're actually doing something a little bit different. First of all, hands. Proof that the camera is working. Huzzah. Ooh, a map. Kind of. Kind of, yes. So the cross stitch you guys have seen me do before on these I'm gonna move my arms up. The cross stitch you guys have seen me do before on these kinds of streams, it's called counted cross stitch. No orange light, slightly different lighting, yes. Slightly different fingies, handsies. I see something forming there. I'll show the full thing in a second. It's vertical. Cute sleeves, thank you. So yeah, what I normally do is counted cross stitch, where the fabric itself is blank and you have a pattern map that you have to count how many squares over is this, how many squares up is this, and that sort of thing. This is slightly different. This is printed cross stitch, I believe it's called, where instead of having a separate paper, a separate paper chart and stuff that I look at, it's actually printed directly onto the fabric. So when this is done, I'm gonna have to like soak it in warm water for a while to get all the like printed on stuff to dissolve off of it. So yeah, this way it's sort of easier, sort of more difficult in other ways, because like this fabric was very hard and did not like to move very much when I first got it, which was super fun trying to get the hoop on there because it would just boing off because of how stiff the fabric was. But it's going pretty well. It's going pretty well. A lot of dark colors so far, at least. I picked one down here in the corner. It was just black. I'm like, okay. And as you can see up here, I'm going to move the scissors. As you can see up here, we also have the color guide printed onto, gotta break it in, exactly, yes. But you see we have the color guide printed on the fabric as well, so I don't even need to check something for that either. It's great. Makes it a lot easier for stuff like this. So it's gonna make it easier to to show you what I'm doing on here, I guess. I'm doing this this pink color. Here, let me tilt this a little bit. We're doing this pink color right now, which is this very dark green. It's this pretty dark green. So like I said, a lot of dark colors right now, and this is a lot. So we'll see how much of it I get done. This is like the last of that color that I need to do. So maybe we'll see what other colors we have. Maybe. I don't know. It's a bit, but we got a few hours, so we'll see what happens. As far as the pattern itself, Dak isn't going to like it. It's Eagles themed. It's Eagles themed. Yay! As you can see up here, it's gonna be a helmet and the logo and the name. Ew, Eagle. You don't gotta do me like that, Duart. I already get it from Dak. But yeah, so what happened with how I got this is that last year, this is the one my uncle gave me. Yes, my uncle came to visit from Arizona, and he was there during football season because he was there like Thanksgiving to Christmas area. And I would sit with him and my mom and watch football with them. And my go-to when watching football is doing cross stitch while I do it. Because that way I have something to do with my hands, makes it easier for me to focus, and it's also just like a thing to do. It's I'm going to be doing this, or I'm going to be playing games on my phone or whatever. So this way I'm a little more present. So one day I was just at home. I was like house sitting because my parents were away on a trip, and I get a package, kind of. Mama can't stand still. I can. I just like having something to do with my hands. If I'm just gonna sit and watch TV or whatever, I like having stuff to do with my hands. But yeah. So I get this like I would show it to you, but it has my old address on it and my God-given name, so we're not doing that. But it's like one of those USPS envelope things. And I'm just like, the hell is this? And I recognize the handwriting. It's from my uncle. I'm like, what the hell? And I bring it inside and I open it up, and this is in it. Like a big old bag with this and a massive bag. I'm gonna get the thread bag. Hang on. It's like there's a plastic bag with this and another plastic bag with this. This is all the thread. This is all the thread for this. It's just a mound. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And there's a letter in it. Are you blind? Hello, Lynx. I am not. Luckily. But yeah, it is a little hard to see the eagle until you're like looking at it for a bit. That's part of why I wanted to start with the really dark colors, because now I can actually see what everything is. Like imagine, if you will, everywhere where it's dark like this is like 3 different colors. This is black and brown and a dark green. So it was hard to see. It was hard to see initially. I think Link sent me, regardless. But yeah, but there's a letter in the envelope with it. It's just like, hi, I saw you like doing cross stitch while we watched football. So here's this for the next football season. Also, if anything is missing, the bag was busted open when it got delivered to me before I mailed it to you. So if you're missing anything, let me know and I'll see if I can get it delivered. I'm like, what the hell? So I text my uncle. I'm like, hey, thank you for the cross stitch. I appreciate it. He's like, oh yeah, cool. It got to you okay? I'm like, yeah, it got to me fine. It doesn't look like anything's missing. I appreciate it a lot. Did you want this done by a certain time? Did you want this done for you by a certain time? Because I'm in the middle of a different project right now. Because that was when I was doing the monkey pillow for my sister. And I was like, I'm in the middle of a different project right now. And he goes, oh no, that's for you. I'm like, okay. Thank you, Uncle. So it's been nice. I'm gonna bring it with me when I go to Thanksgiving because I'm gonna be there for a couple of days, and part of that is going to be football. So hello, football thing to do while watch football. There we go. There's an Eagles game on Friday, and I was like, Mom, Dad, can I maybe stay an extra day so I can watch football with you guys and my uncle? And they're like, yeah, that's fine. I'm like, yay! So it's funny because I left. I'm here for a week, and I'm immediately going right back. A pleasant, yeah. Hello, Maya. I missed you so much. I miss you too, Lynx. How you doing? I hope you're doing good. So yeah, now I have this. I did finish the monkey project. Technically I did it twice. Because see, what happened was my grandma and I were both doing it. And we decided she would do one for my sister and I would do one for my mom. My mom kind of wanted one, and it was one of those, well, if you don't mind and you already have the one for your sister in process, if you wouldn't mind doing one for me, I was like, yeah, sure, I got it. No problem. So I got it done. Turned out great. I was very happy with it. She ended up making it into a pillow, just like the one for my sister. It's just a little bit smaller. Which apparently lady who lives down the street from my parents just does quilts and pillows and stuff. So she had that done in like a day or two. It was awesome. And then my mom was like, so do you have a different project for cross stitch already? And I was like, well, I mean, I have a couple things that I could do. Why do you ask? She's like, would you mind doing another monkey pillow for my friend and having it done before Thanksgiving so I can send it to her for Christmas? I'm like, yes, Mom, I can do that. Oh man, it's very cute too, because the whole thing with the pillows that it says "Not my circus, not my monkeys" with some cute little monkeys on it. And my sister says that a lot because my mom says that a lot because this friend of hers says it a lot. She got it from her friend. So I was like, yeah, absolutely. So my mom picked out the thread color she wanted. I got it done. It's done. It was done like the week before I moved, which was fantastic timing. So that's done and it's going to get shipped off. It's going to be there in time for Christmas. I'm very excited about that. I'm very happy about that. But now it is FUBA time. Now it is FUBA cross stitch time, because nothing says football like fiber crafts. Nothing says specifically Philadelphia football like fiber crafts. The only downside is that if I want to go to like a bar and watch the game, I can't take cross stitch with me. It will be destroyed and I will cry. Christmas stitch stream? I don't know. I'm not planning on doing anything for Christmas specifically because I might not be here. I don't know what the plans are exactly just yet for where people are going to be when for Christmas, other than I took off the whole week of Christmas just in case, and also because time off is nice. And so I know I'm going to be there Christmas Day. I know I'm going to be there the day after Christmas, but I don't know outside of that. And this year, Christmas is a Thursday. This is the one thing that I always fuck up when I try to stream cross stitch. It's trying to get the thread back into the frickin' needle. Because I usually do what I call manual zoom, which is I hold it up to my face like an old lady. Fuck it, I'm just doing that. What is Mama's go-to Thanksgiving dish? Cranberry sauce. 100% it is cranberry sauce. I used to only eat the stuff in the jar, or not the jar, the stuff in the can with like the ridges on it that looks like it's a gelatin mold, because it is. And then I got older and I finally actually tried homemade cranberry sauce, and it was really good. It was really good. Enhance image lifts it. Literally what I'm about to do. Ugh. So annoying. Because, like, I can do the stitching away from my face, no problem, but it's like trying to get the thread into the tiny little needle hole. That's where I have an issue. That's where I have trouble. Cranberry Sprite is good. Cranberry Sprite is yummy. I just like cranberry. It's a good flavor. It's a very good flavor. What about you guys? What's your go-to holiday meal dish? I'd say Thanksgiving, but I know not everyone's in the US. So what's your go-to holiday meal dish? I'll send you a 24-pack. That is okay, but thank you for the offer. I appreciate you thinking of me. Oi. There we go. Nah. What does that mean? Pho? Oh, you guys do pho for Thanksgiving? That's cool. My family has always been the traditional turkey, so I haven't had the alternative. Come on, buddy. There we go. Be nice to me. We're doing a show. You have to be nice to me. Nothing because my grandma isn't a great cook. Oh, I know that feel. I'm trying to get better with cooking. I didn't get a whole lot at the grocery store when I went, just because I knew I was going to be gone again so soon. So I didn't get very much at the store. And that's kind of biting me in the ass right now. It's kind of biting me in the ass right now. I got pizza for dinner tonight and tomorrow. But I ran out of breakfast cereal a day early. Because I was planning, like, oh yeah, on Wednesday I'm just going to get breakfast and coffee on my way out so I can leave earlier. It's whatever. And now I don't have any breakfast for tomorrow, which is not great. But it's okay, because there's an Einstein Bagels, like a 5-minute walk from my place. So probably what's going to happen tomorrow is I'm going to wake up, like, with my alarm, get a shower, and then see if I can order online for pickup. Because Lord knows, it's like right next to the train station. So Lord knows it's going to be busy as hell, you know? It's going to be super crowded. And I'd rather not have to wait in line for so long that I end up late to work. Because, like, I work from home. If I'm late to work, that is a major fuck up on my part. I can't blame traffic for that. British roast dinners, except my sister goes all out at Christmas and my dad makes eggnog. Ooh, I've never been a huge eggnog person, but I respect it. Internet traffic? I mean, I guess. I suppose. I guess so. Computer was running slow. Look, I'm already losing time in the morning while I get my coffee. I don't want to push my luck. I need the money to pay the bills. I gotta pay bills and rent and stuff. Although a goal for 2026 is to get a new job. Big time. Goal for 2026 is to, at minimum, change teams. Because the team I'm on currently at work is not great in terms of team leadership. So it'd be nice to swap to a different one at minimum. But best case scenario, I just have a whole ass new job. That's the goal. That is the goal for 2026. 2025 goal was new place. We have accomplished this. 2026 goal, new job. We can do it. I believe in us. I hope. I know the job market is ass right now, but I'm showing my crossed fingers. We pray. My family's level of skill in cooking is we go, yo, try ours, and our other family would go, damn, nice. Rent is the devil? True. My computer was running away. Oh. Nice. Nice. My grandfather doesn't like salt and pepper's too spicy, so it's all in season and turkey's too dry. That's mean. That's not nice. You got this, we believe in you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm hoping for the best. I'm hoping that since I'm in a more populated area, shall we say, it'll be a little bit easier. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. We'll see what happens. In the meantime, though, I have a job. The checks are clearing. It will do until I can improve the situation. That's just what you got to tell yourself sometimes, you know? Sometimes it's just a matter of what is going to handle the situation right now. And you just got to put up with it. And this will not go in the frickin' needle. The same problem once again. Oh, goodness. There we... Nope. Almost. So this fabric... Here, I'll hold it up a little bit closer. This fabric with the size of the squares, it's 11 count fabric, which means the squares are bigger. Because the squares are bigger, you need to use more thread. And because I need to use more thread, it's now 3 strands instead of the normal 2. So I have to convince 3 strands to go into the needle instead of just 2. And sometimes, like what it's doing right now, is it will have 2 of them go through the eye of the needle, and then the last one will sit there and tell me to go fuck myself. And that is precisely what is happening right now. There we go. There we go. There we go. Mama gets the money. Mama tries her best. They do not pay us a lot, but I try my best. There we go. Well, they don't pay us a lot comparatively to like what's happening in the economy. Comparatively to the economy, it doesn't pay a lot. Oh, has Mom ever thought of doing alt outfits for her model? Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Like Teeny said, we'll gab about that sort of thing all the time. So also, as you can see, the thread that it gave me is super long, so I have to cut it down into manageable size. But yeah, so we have ideas that we want to do, but like Teeny and I both work, and Teeny's work for art and models and stuff is worth the money, which means I need the money. So it's a process. It's very much a process. So I've probably shown this off before in a previous cross stitch stream. I'm not sure, but embroidery thread like this, the way it works is that it is generally, should be generally, 6 strands per piece of thread. So what you do is you get it split up. I'm trying to hold it up so you can see it. You get it split up like that, right? And then you have to pull it apart. So this here is now 1 strand. So I have 1, 2, 3, and then we have another 3 here for later. So that's how that works. That's interesting. I hope so. I'm trying very hard to make it interesting. I'm fully aware that this is pretty boring if you're not already into it. But if you are into it and you want to give it a shot, they actually sell kits both on Amazon and at Michael's and other art stores. I would personally suggest, if you want to try it, like spiral ropes. Yeah. No sarcasm? Okay, good. I would personally suggest that if you want to try cross stitch, it's very easy to get into. I would suggest going to an arts and crafts store like Michael's or similar and picking up a beginner's kit from there, because not only will it usually come with thread, so you don't have to be parsing out the DMC numbers and stuff. I use DMC brand thread whenever I'm buying my own, because that's the standard. That's what you normally see if you like go to a craft store and you see that like wall of cubbies of different thread colors. That's all DMC brand, generally speaking. Michael's can be pricey. That's true. But these kits, if you get a small one, if you get a little baby one, for, you know, because you're just starting out, they don't tend to be too crazy expensive. And once you know what you're doing and you want to start finding patterns online, you're buying your own fabric, you're buying your own thread, that sort of thing. The price goes down very quickly. Like thread, one like long ass thing of thread is like maybe 50 cents. Maybe. It's not a super pricey hobby. Just because the materials themselves aren't crazy expensive. It's just the kits, if they're very big and they're very involved, they can get expensive fast. So I would suggest starting out with a small one that is for beginners. You will know if you look at it and you're like, wow, that looks like a complicated picture. It's probably it's probably a little more advanced. But also most of these kits will also give you demonstrations on how to do stitches and what the different stitches are called. Generally expensive if you don't know what you're doing. Kinda. So like this one is all regular cross, so it's just a bunch of X's. Some of these kits you'll have half crosses where you're only making one stitch per square instead of the normal two. Some of them is just like, oh yeah, we're gonna do cording now, and you're like, what the fuck is cording? Someone was like, we're gonna do French knots. I'm like, oh no. I hate doing French knots. I will do it. I'll do it if I have to, but I hate doing French knots. They're so annoying. Learn how to make a monkey's fist. Nice. I'll be 6 feet under before I tell someone to go to Hobby Lobby. Girl, same. Absolutely the fuck not. No, not if I can help it. But yeah, Joanne's unfortunately is not an option anymore. I like learning knots. French knots are like tiny little embroidery knots. That's why I don't like them. It's because they're so small. It's hard to get them to work right and make them look nice. At least for me. Maybe I just need more practice. I don't know. Maya, if you don't mind answering, what's your vice? I noticed you don't bite your nails and I can't remember mine ever being so neat. Well, the thing about that is... You want to see my vice? You want to see my vice? I don't bite my nails themselves. There we go. I bite the skin at the edge of my nails. I bite my cuticles. I bite my hangnails. Yeah, you can see it a bit on this one too. Well, you can't see it super well just because of the light. But if you see where it's kind of like darker red, that's because I've been biting at it. It's because I've been biting. Maya, no, I know. It's like I said, it's a vice. I know it's bad. I want to not. It's a habit that I'm trying to break. Although I wonder if you can see it on the camera, actually. I murderized my hands. Oh no, I wonder if you can see it on the camera. Can you see it on the camera? Nah, camera quality isn't good enough. Aw, that stinks. You can't see the hole I put in my nail. So a couple weeks ago when we were playing, there goes the hand modeling gig. I've never expected myself to have a hand modeling gig. Can you see it better on? Oh, this one you might be able to see it. Do you see that? Do you see that? On this one, where it's like all crusty looking, that's because of me biting at it. That's because of me chewing on it. I shouldn't do that. But yeah, was hoping there was a way to quit the habit. I mean, with nail biting specifically, they make... I don't know what to call it. It's not exactly a polish. But it's a film you can like paint onto your nails like it's nail polish. And the only thing it does is taste like ass. The only thing it does is taste absolutely terrible. It is meant to get kids to stop biting their nails and sucking thumb and stuff like that. My mom used that on me when I was a child. I think we're back. Yeah, we should be back. Oop is correct. That's so annoying. What the heck is happening? There we go. Welcome back. Thank you. Yes, please refresh. But anyway, you can't quite see it because of the camera being what it is. I can't get it to focus. It doesn't do a focus thing, which is good for me because getting it to focus down here would probably be a huge pain in the butt. Throwback to Teeny's ketchup packet. But the stream just flipped and it's gone. No, it should be back now. I don't know what the heck is going on. That one was extra weird. Because as OBS was trying to reconnect itself. Oh, I should say that we're back. But yeah, as I was saying, as it was trying to reconnect, it then gave me a pop-up saying unable to connect to Twitch. was like, what? What the fuck? Yeah, I think I need to get myself an Ethernet cord and try to figure that out. Ugh, so annoying. But anyway, the thing I was saying is that if you were at that Dark Heresy game, you might have heard me go like, ah, and like have a reaction to something. And everyone was like, what, Maya, are you okay? I went, well, first of all, shit, I did not mean to interrupt the game and the stream. That's my bad. I just kind of reacted. But also I have a hole in my thumbnail now. Well, okay, so what actually, no, now I'm remembering it. Because I kept it together for the most part. And messaged Teeny specifically about it. You stabbed yourself through the thumbnail, yes, because what happens is when I am done with a piece of thread, you're supposed to tuck it underneath the stitches on the back, and it got itself caught and it didn't want to move. And I was like, I'm sure the needle is dull enough that I can just push it in with my thumbnail and be fine. And I was wrong. It went through my thumbnail, only the white part. Not down at the pink part where it's like fleshy and blood, just up at the white part, but like right at that edge. It could have been real bad real fast. But I forgot I wanted to go up a little bit there. There we go. So I messaged Teeny, I DM'd Teeny, I was like, hey, I put a hole in my thumbnail. And then Teeny went, oh! And everyone was like, Teeny, are you okay? And she's like, yeah, I just learned something. That doesn't sound good. Did it stick deep or just the surface keratin? Oh no, it went through the nail. I pierced my nail. Didn't get blood anywhere, didn't go through flesh, only went through the like white part of my thumbnail. But yeah, straight through to the other side. And Teeny went, ooh. And everyone was like, oh, Teeny, what's wrong? And Teeny's like, well, I just learned information. And I went, yeah, sorry guys, that's my fault. I told Teeny that I put a needle through my thumbnail. And everyone went, ooh. Are you okay? And I went, yeah, I'm fine. It doesn't hurt or anything. It didn't hurt or anything. There are no like nerve endings in the, outer part of your fingernail or anything like that. So I was fine there. And there wasn't any blood because it didn't go through a vessel or flesh or anything. So I was fine there. And then later on that day, that same day in the evening, I was sitting and watching stuff with my mom because we have a couple shows that we would watch together. And I fumble the needle. It like falls out of my hand and I didn't want to lose it in the frickin' carpet or the couch or whatever. So I went to grab it. And that was not a smart decision. That was not good because when I went to grab it, what happened is that it got caught between my pinky and my palm, where instead of grab and it's like, here, instead of grab and it is flat like that, so you can do that. Instead, what happened is it went pointy side to palm, eye hole side to pad of my pinky, and because I was closing my hand, it basically went, I don't know how well you can see it, basically went like that. It did a bit of this. But I was closing my hand. I didn't realize this was happening. So I then, with my pinky, shoved the needle deep into my skin. And I opened my hand because I just thought I nicked myself a little bit. I opened my hand. It's sticking straight up out of my palm. I come back from game, why are we stabbing ourselves? In my defense, it was an accident. But yeah, it's just sticking straight up out of my hand. I'm like, that's bad. And I like do a little experimental Maya brand acupuncture, genuinely, yes. And it's like sticking out. And I do a little experimental tug on it and it's like stuck in there good. I'm like, oof, this is gonna be a bitch to get out. My mom looks over and she's like, you okay? And I was like, well, and I show her the needle embedded in my palm. And I go, so I did this. And he goes, like my mother, my darling mother goes, okay, look away. And I go, what? And she just grabs it and yanks it out and then hands it me like, here you go. I'm like, thanks, Mom. Appreciate it. I could have gotten it, but thank you. Hi, Sahili. Yes, it is hand cam stream night. Hello. And she's like, do you need a Band-Aid? I'm like, I don't know. It's not bleeding. She goes, pinch it a little. See if it starts bleeding. I'm like, okay, Mom. And I pinch it a little and it starts bleeding because it was deep in there. And she's like, I'm going to go get you a Band-Aid. And I go, okay. Can I have two? Because due to how I shoved it in there, the eye hole bit actually did break skin a little bit on the pad of my pinky. And she's like, yep, I got it. And the thing is, where the Band-Aids were kept, my mom walked past the computer room because my parents do have a dedicated computer room. That's where my dad is when he works from home on occasion. And it's also where his PC is for when he's gaming and stuff. And he had the door open. And as my mom walks past, I just hear her, because I'm over at like the sink making sure it's rinsed out and everything's okay. Because like I put the needle in my mouth. I hold it in my mouth sometimes when I'm doing stitching. So I'm making sure it's rinsed out okay, and I hear my darling mother, who just yanked a needle out of my flesh, poke her head in the door where my dad's playing like Diablo or something. And she's like, guess how Maya just stabbed herself? As she describes to my dad how I shoved the needle into my hand with my pinky, and then I hear my dad laughing. I'm like, okay, thanks guys, love you. I was fine, so it wasn't a big deal, but it's one of those things where I'm just like, wow, okay, this is what I'm known for. Cool. Parents TBH. Oh, 100. Well, they've obviously known me my entire life. They know how accident prone I am. They know. They remember how all through high school, every year I fell down the stairs at school at least once. They were there when I fractured my wrist as a child by jumping on a soccer ball. They know the shit I get up to. They understand. Now we know where all of Maya's trauma comes from. Well, not all of it. Not all of it. Just some of it. Oh man. Yeah, it's weird because I was staying with them for like a year and a half to 2 years. Because I moved back with them April 2024 due to you know, the breakup and such. And now I'm totally on my own when like I've never gotten to have that before. I went from my parents' house when I was a kid to college where I had roommates. I went from college where I had roommates to living with my ex. And then we lived together at 2 different apartments, and then I moved back in with my parents. So now I'm here. Now I am here. And it's cool because on the one hand, I've never gotten to just have my own space that is completely my own space before. This is a very big deal for me, I guess. But at the same time, it feels weird. You know, it feels very weird to just be the only one here. By design. It feels very odd. Ugh. What? Yeah, sorry. OBS has decided that today is the day to fuck with me, and I don't appreciate it. I do not appreciate it. This is like the 3rd or 4th time stream has gone down, and it's been an hour. What is happening? What in the heck is going on? Get a pet? I've considered it, but I don't want to do that like too soon. You know? And it isn't even like an emptiness thing. It's just okay, I have the chance to like really just do what I want to do with my space and my time. And I get to figure out what that looks like because I've never had that before. Even when I was staying with my parents and they were doing what they could to, you know, give me space. Thank you for the resub, Bobcat. I appreciate it.
Turbo.
Thank you very much for the resub. But yeah, like even when I was with my parents, they were very kind. They understood that I like doing stuff online. I have my D&D games, I have my streams and that sort of stuff. But I was still operating under the idea of like, this is not mine, you know? So it's nice to have a place that really is now. It's just an adjustment, you know? It's new. It's new for me. Decided to pop up now after the OBS crash. I appreciate it. Makes sense? Yeah. All the room for activities. Yeah, genuinely. The way the living room is set up with the way the space is, it actually lent itself really nice to have half the living room be my TV and my couch and the other half be like my work desk and the router and stuff. It worked out really nicely, which is cool. Party at Maya's? Yes, sure. That's what this is. That's what this is. Obviously. Obviously. Come on, get through the... Oh, it really does not want to go through. Okay. Okay. You're gonna be a little bastard piece of thread. There we go. There we go. Tamagotchi, yes. That's why there's the hydrate redeems, which, speaking of, water. Mama stops herself on stream. Wouldn't put it past me. Wouldn't put it past me. Thank you for the hydrate. Oh, another hydrate. Perfect. But yeah, I am a Tamagotchi. That's what all the hydrates and stretches are for. You gotta look after your streamer because we can't do it ourselves. And thank you for the head pats. Thank you very much for the head pats. Thank you. Does Mama prefer leather or cotton? God. Do not give me the fabric that sticks to you when it's hot out for a couch. Absolutely not. Ugh. The worst. The worst. Because then you like lie down to take a nap, or you just sit down. Oh, thank you for the posture check. Oh, thank you very much for that, by the way. You sit down during the summer and it's like, well, this is going to be a whole process to get back up, and it hurts, and I don't want to deal with that shit. Burns the shit out of you too? Yeah. So yeah, seats in a car, seats on a couch, seats on a chair in the living room. I don't fuck with pleather or leather for that sort of stuff. Why is this thing being such a pain in the butt? Just go in the eye. That's what it's for. Little bastard piece of thread, I swear. If Maya threw a crafty chill party, what would everyone bring? I want to do something like that sometime. Where it's just like, hi, we're gonna have snacks and we're gonna have drinks that may or may not have alcohol in them. That's up to you. And we're just gonna do nice crafts and stuff. Because I have the cross stitch. I have my gunpla that I still need to get done, which I'm looking into getting a coffee table. So then I'll actually have somewhere to do that. Because currently the only place I have to do that is here. And like, this is my computer. This is like all of my computer stuff. I don't want to be working on it over here simply because it has water activated stickers as part of it. And I don't feel comfortable just having a little bowl of water sitting out, if that makes sense. Like, I know I have my glass of water, my cup that I am drinking from, but I don't know. Something about just having like a bowl of water sitting here just makes me worried. I don't know how to explain it. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense considering I literally have my drink right here. Housewarming party collab with VLYSIUM. I mean, I love doing stuff with Teeny and Kieran, but not everything. We can just hang out. Not everything has to be a stream. They're my friends. I do stuff with them all the time. Me and Teeny and Kage have been having a blast with Kieran in 14 lately, actually. We convinced him to give it a shot. And bro is already past base Heavensward, which is insane. Like, Kieran is going through the plot so fast, and as a serial side quester, I don't understand it. I don't know how he does it. Kieran has consumed story, yes. I think I remember watching Kieran play a little bit of 14. Yep. Level 65. Jesus Christ. We told Kieran that you can get a scythe and be a reaper at level 70, and he took that as a personal challenge. When the lock-in friend meets the I'm the lock-in friend. Yes. Literally. Okay, we can get one more out of this thread. We can get one more out. It just needed to actually stay in the needle is the problem. Cause it doesn't wanna. It don't wanna do that. I don't know why it doesn't want to do that. It's very rude that it doesn't want to do that. Kieran's speeding for the Reaper lifestyle. Yeah. And we found on the Mog station a jack-o'-lantern head because he's playing as Lloyd, his character from Crooked Moon. So I was like, oh, Kieran, look what I found. Let me know if you want it. It's like $3. And he was like, I'm buying it right now. I'm like, well, fuck. I shouldn't have just sent you the link then. Come on, get in there. Please, please. Thank you. There we go. Actually, no, I changed my mind. We're not gonna do that last stitch. Because you have to be able to tuck the thread under, it can be very tempting to go to the very, very end of it, but in my personal opinion, that just makes life more difficult. So we're gonna not do that. We're just gonna tuck it now. I think that's probably the safer plan. There we go. But yeah, see how it's tucked under the back of the threads there? I was trying to do it the opposite way where I have it right now pushing through the pointy end, but I didn't have a whole lot of leftover thread left when I was doing this. So I was doing it backwards the other way where I got it into the eye of the needle and then tried to push the eye through. And obviously it doesn't super want to do that. That's not the way needles are supposed to go. So that's when I was pushing on it with my thumbnail and then the pointy bit went through it and I gave myself a nail piercing. Gonna go now. Oh, good night, Lynx. Good night, good night. Sleep well, sleep well. Thought Mama was gonna stab her finger. No, that was a demonstration. I don't have to actually do it to demonstrate how it happened. I'm being more careful. Don't you worry. But also, if by some unfortunate happenstance the needle goes through my thumbnail again, y'all will be the first to know because I will show it on stream. If there's a ton of blood, I will have an issue though. Simply because I don't want to get blood on this. I have Band-Aids. I do have Band-Aids. I just don't want to get blood all over everything. And there we go. Okay. What are you doing? You little bastard. Okay. Remember how I said before that because there are 3 strands, sometimes 2 of them will go into the eye of the needle and the other one won't? That is exactly what just happened. Oh, what a pain. What a pain in the butt for me. Why would you do this? Why are you like this? Why would you do this to me, thread? Why do you dislike me so? Come on. There we go. There we go. I need someone to stop me from queuing, but not Teeny, because she'll take my alcohol. Bobcat, Teeny enjoys drink. Teeny enjoys drink. Oh. I wonder if stabbing yourself with a needle is against TOS. I hope not. Because I do that by accident. I'm not actively trying to stab myself. It just kind of happens. These are my nice thread cutting scissors, by the way. They're shiny. I like them. They're pretty blue. I have a cover for the actual blades, so it gets stored like this. Is it back up already? Okay, good. Oh, yeah, turns out I do not need to be banned by the platform. OBS will do it for me. I'm glad this is a chill night, because if we were playing Danganronpa, this would be really difficult to handle. To get it figured out. What? I do not understand how my connection is now worse being the only person on it than being one of 3 people minimum on it. That makes no sense to me. That's so weird. What the fuck? Oh, okay, there it is. No sense whatsoever. I almost forgot to say that we're back in chat. There we go. Run a speed test after stream. I think that's a good idea, yeah. Because the thing is, I wasn't having any problems, I don't think. Because I've been in calls. I've played D&D. I don't think I've had really any problems outside of this, which is crazy. Get out the sandal and call Comcast? I fucking might. I'm paying for the good shit. Specifically to keep stuff like this from happening. More interference since you're in a more urban area? Oh, maybe. Maybe. Perhaps I might. It's just very frustrating. I think possibly what I do also is I hook it up with an Ethernet cord first. And then if the fucking around continues, then I pitch a fit. Then I become a Karen. Because what in the heck? Hello, Duck. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Keep forgetting I need to hold this out in front of me. All right, starting a new thread means we gotta pin down the old one. Whoop, 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 whoop. There we go. There we go. Now we don't have to worry about it coming out. Hello, Nova. Sometimes cable companies throttle your internet based on the time of day and peak hours of usage. Well, that doesn't make any sense because it's been perfectly fine all week previous to now. But that is a possibility. You are correct. You are correct. That would be scary, Mama being angry. Oh, I've been angry before, Sahili. I have been angry before. I'm Irish. I can get the big mad. When she breaks out the calm mom voice. Yeah, I had to do that earlier today because I was calling a payer. And this representative gave me directly conflicting information in one sentence. Literally. I was asking, hi, I'm calling to follow up because I was told a month ago to wait a month and call back to see if this recoup is done processing. Please tell me if it's done processing or if it's still in process. And the rep was like, okay, I'll be right back. Put me on hold. Came back. I was like, okay, so the recoup is still under approval review. However, we are unable to accept a recoup. You have to send a refund. And I said, so you just told me that a recoup is active and also that it's impossible. Which is it? And the girl's like, well, the previous person you spoke to probably just didn't see the note and got confused. And I said, no, I'm not talking about the previous person. I'm talking about you literally just now telling me both that it is active and that it is impossible. So which is it? And she's like, I'm like, so I'm going to now request that you send me to someone who knows what they're talking about. So that's, I feel like my favorite version of that was back when I was on the registration team. So we had to call and get information on like benefit levels and stuff when I was in that department. And I called one place and this dude had no idea what the hell he was talking about. I don't know why. I don't know why he was answering the phones when he was this stupid, because he didn't even know what I was talking about. I'm like, it's this benefit. I just need to know this specific information. Should be right there. And the guy just got mad at me, I think, because he didn't know what he was talking about and I was making that very obvious. At one point, I just got sick of his crap, and I was like, okay, look, man, I'm sorry to ask this, but I really need this info so we know if this patient can leave the hospital. Could I just speak to a supervisor or someone who might have more information? And this guy goes, no, I want to speak to your supervisor. I'm like, what? And then he hung up on me. Can I speak to someone useful? Literally, I had one where I was, literally. I think he just got embarrassed at that point, and that's why he hung up on me, which was very interesting. I had one where I had to confirm where we're supposed to send refunds to. Literally, what is the address we put on the envelope to send you guys free money? Circus indeed. Yeah, that's just what it is to have to call an insurance company anymore, man. I swear. But yeah, I called this one place and literally just, what is the address we mail the refund check to because you guys overpaid us and we need to give you your money back. And this girl tried giving me like 3 different things I didn't ask for. Like, I said, what is the address? Can I get the address? What is the address? She said, benefits? I said, no, I need an address. She goes, oh, right. Claim status. And I go, no, address, please. She goes, you want to know if there's a refund in process? And I go, no. I need to know where to send the refund so that we can get it in process. And you very clearly don't know. Could you maybe transfer me to someone who does? She goes, oh, yeah, okay, let me put you on hold. And I go, okay, that's fine. I'm on hold for a bit. And then this dude answers and goes, hi, I'm person at insurance company. How can I help you? This is an escalated call. And I say, hi, I literally just need the refund address, please. He goes, what? I go, yeah, I just need the address, please. And he goes, why are you getting escalated for that? I'm like, I don't know, man. I just need the address, please. And he goes, well, here's the address. And I go, awesome, thank you. We'll get that refund started. Have a great day. And he's like, yep, you too. And that was it. 5 seconds. I had one the other day that said, hey, you guys sent it to the wrong address. That's right. Why it was sent back. Here's the right one. I say, cool, notate. And the approver said, no, they cashed it and then returned it. That's so stupid. That's so dumb. I swear, sometimes these people act like they're from another planet, and I don't understand why. You're wasting your own time, buddy. I don't get it. I don't get the point. If you know what it is, you call them. Exactly. Oh, it's ridiculous. I had one once where I called, and this was early into me being in this department, so I called. I was like, hi, I need information on this claim from this data service. And the lady was like, I'm really sorry, that is too far out of date. That's like 3 years old. I was like, yes, it is. She's like, yeah, and after a year or two, we put them in the archive. So no one can access it because it's totally out of date at this time. There's nothing I can do. I'm really sorry. I said, that's perfectly fine. I totally understand. Notated it. Went to weekly office hours because I was new enough to be in office hours at the time. And got to my turn. I said, hi, last week at office hours, you said I need to call and ask for this information. Well, I called literally this morning, literally a couple hours ago. And this is what they told me. They told me they can't access it, so what should my next steps be? And the person running the office hours said, no, you need to call them again because you need to get that information. I said, right, but they literally told me that they cannot access it and no one can access it. So I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Well, you have to call them again. Right, okay, but what do I ask? What do I say? What do I ask for? You ask for the information that you need to get and you need to call them again. I'm like, right. No, I understand that part. I don't know how I'm supposed to get it when they're telling me that no one can get it. And this went back and forth for a while. It was a very annoying afternoon. Oh, man. I get the stupid thing after 3 other people have worked it. Yeah, literally. That's the worst part, where like it's in process from multiple other people and you don't know what they've already done. And then everyone else is just like, well, obviously you're stupid. It's like, no, I just haven't seen this before and multiple other people have. So I don't know what you want from me. There's this guy at my workplace who's a typical spoiled brat kid that hasn't been disciplined. And he's a level higher than me, and I don't really care. But he was training our new hire to do things. And I get him something, and his first sentence was, "You're doing it wrong." And I had barely clocked in. I think that was the first time I genuinely told someone to shut the fuck up and meant it. God, yeah. Yeah. I was doing very specialized work in my department for like a couple of years. And then they decided to make a new team just to do that very specialized work. And so I'm no longer doing it because I'm not part of that specialized team that they made for whatever reason. And I was like, am I going to get any training? And they were like, yep. And it kind of happened like a month later. But the point of the story is that the woman who is doing these little training sessions is not officially a trainer. She is just a person who said, hey, we're getting a lot of new people that need extra support. So I'm happy to run like backup support classes. And everyone's like, oh, that's great. That's awesome. You're doing great. Thank you so much for doing that. Which, you know, I get. That's a thing to be rewarded for sure. That's definitely helping out. But then I get put into these, and it'll be me and 3 to 4 brand new baby people. They just got out of training. And this woman will sit there and be like, and so we have a whole bunch of new people and Maya, who is a tenured teammate. And I go, I am here because I don't know what I'm doing. I am here specifically because I don't know what I'm doing. I am here to learn. What do you mean we're gonna call me out as someone who knows what I'm doing when I am here training because I don't? Because it's been 2 years and a lot of systems and processes have changed and updated, and I obviously was not kept abreast of that because I was doing other work. And there was this one day where the lady running the mini training screwed something up. She got her numbers backward. Literally all it was is she got 2 numbers backwards. Like we had one number that goes in box A and one number that goes in box B, and she swapped which box they were in without thinking about it, which happens. That's a very normal mix-up to have happen. It happens. But one of the newbies caught it, and I didn't catch it, and lady training it didn't catch it, which is the problem. The only reason it was a problem why I didn't catch it was because when newbie raised their hand and said, hey, really sorry to interrupt, but is that in the right spot? Is that where that's supposed to be? Lady training went, oh my God, you're totally right. I got it mixed up. Sorry about that. Thank you for telling me. Maya, why didn't you tell me? Why didn't you say something, Maya? What? What do you mean, why didn't I say something? Excuse you? Huh? And that wasn't even the first time she had done something like that either, which made it worse, in my opinion. Because I'm sitting there just like, I'm literally here to learn. There was a different session I was in with her where it was me, and then there was actually someone who has been doing this kind of work for a long time and is really knowledgeable, who was there as just to see how it was going, to make sure everything was being taught properly. This lady showed up, not the lady who knew what she was talking about, the lady running the training, same lady as the Maya, why didn't you tell me I screwed it up event. And she pulls out a PowerPoint slide deck and says, I haven't even gotten to look at this yet. I'm like, huh? Now, luckily, this was something that I had needed to do prior in the more specialized stuff. So luckily, I already knew what was going on, which meant that I ended up having to teach and demonstrate for half of the training session. Because this lady straight up said, there's also this other thing that you do with this, but I haven't done it in a long time, so I have no idea what's up with that. And I had to sit there and be like, you're supposed to use it in these scenarios that come up on occasion, and you're supposed to go to this place and do it this way. And she's like, oh, Maya, since you know, can you show everyone? Yeah, okay, sure. It just, I don't know, man. So she wasn't prepared at all for the training. She never is. Because anytime that I have training with her, I then have to hit up somebody else and be like, hi, I just need to check and make sure that this is right with you. And I've brought this up to team leadership multiple times, and every time they're just like, okay, we'll talk to her. And then nothing changes. And I'm just worried about the newbies, you know? I'm worried about the new people because they don't know. They don't know. I always said I'm here to be trained. It was at like 3 o'clock. I leave at 4:45. It was at like 3. I didn't want to be bothered. I don't want to start shit, you know? I was in full put the fries in the bag mode at that time. I wish I had your amount of patience. It's not that I have patience, it's that I keep myself muted. I mute myself in the work call. I mute myself in Teams because I can't get in trouble if no one can hear me. I keep myself muted and I keep my camera off. And that is how I keep myself from getting in trouble most of the time. Other times I get in trouble anyway because I ask questions and they don't like it. That helps a lot. I wish I could do that, but I'm in-person work. See, the thing is, I can do in person. I am capable. I will do. It's just one of those things where it's like, y'all don't want to hear what I have to say. Very obviously, because anytime I raise my hand, I can see on your faces that you don't want to hear it. Worldly Quaver, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome in. How you doing? Good to see ya. Good to meet ya. I'm the yapper of the workplace, and when the vibe is off, it's when I'm not willing to carry. Right, yeah. No, because the thing is, I like understanding how things work and why we're doing them, right? If you're gonna tell me that I need to do a process, okay, absolutely. It's my job to do the process, I get that. But tell me why we're doing the process like this. Tell me why we're doing this. Because that way, if someone asks me later on, why did you do this? I can answer the question. I can defend my actions. And if the process itself doesn't make sense, I would like to understand it so that I'm doing it properly. I'm the kind of person where I will do better with stuff if I understand what's going on and why. And turns out middle management doesn't like it a whole lot when you question why you're doing things. And literally, I'm sitting here like, I'm not trying to start nothing. I just want to know. I just want to understand. Please don't be mad at me. And to your face, they'll always be like, oh no, questions are good. These are great questions. I'm like, yeah, I know they're good questions because I'm asking them because something doesn't make sense. So I know the question itself is good. I just also am seeing your reaction to it. And I don't want to be known as like a shit stirrer, but also I just want to understand, you know? That's literally all it is. I just want to get it. What are we cross-stitching? We are cross-stitching this big ol' Eagles football themed tapestry. I'm very excited. I'm very happy about it. I like it a lot. Being forced to get off League and play some Phasmo. Ooh, good luck. Don't die. I haven't played Phasmo in a long time. Because I'd normally play with like Teeny. But then, you know, other games like Repo and Peak came out, so we started playing those instead. So I haven't played a whole lot of Phasmo. I'm not good at it. There's this really dumb standard at my workplace where we have clock out times, but some people don't get questioned or halted to clock out. But with people like me or others, we're usually told to do X before we leave, and it ends up we clock out 10 to 15 minutes later. Yep, I get that. That happens. But the other people just get to leave when I ask about it is because, well, we don't want to upset them. That's interesting. That's interesting. That's interesting. I need someone to play Peak with. No one I know plays it anymore. Same thing with Repo. I haven't played Repo in a while, but I always have a ton of fun whenever I do. Same with Peak. I haven't gotten to play a whole lot of friend games lately with the move, which is unfortunate. I solo climbed Peak a ton. Teeny is really good at Peak. I tried doing solo peaking and it did not go well for me. Sorry if I'm not saying much. No, you're just fine, Zahili. I do not mind lurks. I am a serial lurker myself. I've said it before. Lurking helps the stream. Don't you even worry about it. The only reason I put the invisible lurk redeem is because there's a whole thing about how, like, people were trying to figure out why suddenly lurkers weren't being counted. And one of the potential options was like, oh, they need to interact in some way. But like, I know for me that when I'm in lurk mode, I don't want to draw a bunch of attention to myself. I just want to make sure that my view gets counted for the person I'm watching, because I'm usually in the middle of other stuff, right? So I was like, okay, I'll slap this on, and then if somebody wants to use it, they can. And if they don't want to use it, they don't have to. But it's an option and it's there. So whenever that pops up, I obviously see when invisible lurk pops up, but, you know, true to the name of the redeem, I don't interact. I see it pop up, I mentally note that that is happening, and I just don't say anything because I just don't want, you know, to make anybody uncomfortable. And that's the whole point of the invisible lurk anyway, is don't pay attention to me, also have this. Have a singular channel point, don't look at me. I asked if we could play Civ 6 once, 35 hours in the last 2 weeks. Oh, that's nuts. Oh, that's nuts. Lurk, then mute the tab, not the stream. Yep, mute the tab, not the stream. That's another big thing. I have no part in that on Karen's streams with heresy. No, not at all. I played Peak a single time I won, so I have 100% win rate. I have only made it to the Peak once. I've only made it the once. I didn't know it was a PS5. Ooh, excuse me. Peak's on PS5? Okay. Very cool. Very cool. Or Phasmo is. Yeah. Auntie doesn't know Roblox. I don't know Roblox. I've never used Roblox. That is a thing. That is a thing. I've seen people talk about Roblox for years, obviously, but I've never touched it. I know nothing. Except for the controversy that they are currently embroiled in. New map for Peak is brutal. Oh, is that the forest with like the spiders and stuff? I saw their announcement about it. Haven't played it yet though. Phasmo is Peak is not. Phasmo is Peak is okay. I get what you're saying now. I see. Roblox has very few good games anymore. I heard. So obviously there's the big problem with Roblox, which is kids are apparently not safe there anymore. If they ever were, I don't know. But no, I heard another thing with it right now is that there's like a lot of slop that's very obviously copying popular games and infringing on IP, which is not good. That's not great. Probably shouldn't be doing that. I stopped stalling lurk. Thank you for the lurk, Bobcat. Have fun in Phasmo. Have fun. There we go. The reason I don't Roblox is because to me it's for children, so I have no business being there. Okay, see, that's what I was thinking too. That's what I've thought this whole time. It's like, oh, that's for kids. It's not like going back to Webkins or Neopets or whatever, where I played that when I was a kid and now it's nostalgic. And also, I'm not, you know, constantly talking to actual children. Roblox, however, is very social, and to my knowledge was intended to be for kids. So I was like, well, then that's not a spot that I need to be in. I'm just gonna do my own shit, you know? So I just never bothered to really get into it because of that. And now I'm kind of glad, considering the things that I've been hearing. Considering. My sister plays with my niece and has been finding a game she's addicted to and plays after my niece goes to bed. See, that's... Yeah, I figured you're talking about Roblox. But that's different. Like, I do not have a child. I do not have a child or a niece or anything like that where I'm playing with them. Like, when I was a little kid, my mom would play Webkins with me and my sister because we were her children. But I, you know, I don't have anybody like that. I don't see a reason for me personally to be on the website that was explained to me initially as this is for kids. You know? That's not my spot. That's not my place to be. I don't play Roblox apart from the very adult-themed ones. But that's the thing, right? Is like, how do you make sure that only adults are going into the adult-themed game, right? Right? There we go. The new deal is you give Roblox a picture of your face as a safety precaution. That's gross. That is, I'm just going to say it, that's gross. I don't like that. That's fucked. Full controversy is there's no safety regarding child safety, but known dangers have been allowed on, but Roblox has been failing to handle it. Yeah. Yeah. There's more slop that copies the slop. Oh, Lord. That's terrible. There was a game copying Peak, and the devs of Peak would rather you pirate it than play the Roblox version because it has microtransactions. Good on the Peak devs. Good on them. I was excited about Peak pretty early on because they're published by Aggro Crab, and I will say I'm an Aggro Crab fan. I've been watching them work since Going Under, which I have. I do have Going Under on my Switch still. It's a really fun roguelike. It's real fun. I'm not good at it. It's very fun. The idea of adult themed and Roblox is so foreign to me. Right, exactly. I played Hello Kitty Cafe on it with my girlfriend. Okay, that's cute. That is cute. There are age-restricted games, but the actual bad games are very easy to get onto. Ugh. And I'm not out here saying that, like, every company needs to be fully responsible for every user on their platform. That is ridiculous, and that is how you get a lot of online censorship, is by saying that every website needs to be fully responsible for what every single one of their users does. But, big but, I do feel like there needs to be some kind of safeguards in place. You do need, especially once you are alerted to the fact that there is a problem, you do need to make a good faith effort. I don't know. I feel like a lot of this could be solved if people would just parent their kids. Again, not saying that is the case for every single situation. Am saying that there have been an uptick in cases since COVID lockdown of parents seemingly thinking the internet can parent their child for them, or the TV can, or the iPad can, or whatever, and I don't like it. I don't like that. Roblox did make a good faith effort, but only to the bad actors. See, now that's the thing. That's the problem. That is the problem. And then you end up with a bunch of people being like, see, the companies can't be trusted. We need to censor the whole ass internet and make sure this can't happen again, except it will happen again. Except it will, because there are people acting in bad faith. There are people trying to cause problems on purpose because they think it's funny or they get something out of it or whatever. And trying to censor the whole internet is just going to make things difficult for the people who are just trying to be here. And also make it really hard for people that are in marginalized communities or in need of help to actually get that help. You know? Like, it's a mess. It's a whole mess. And it isn't helped by the fact that the people making these laws, like, don't know what Facebook is. They're that old and out of touch. You know? It isn't helped by the fact that the people who have to make the laws have no idea what's going on, which really sucks. Hot take, gentle parenting sucks. Okay, so I actually do have an opinion on that. And my opinion on that is that gentle parenting and permissive parenting are two different things. And everyone just lumps them both together. But they are two very different things. Exactly what Duck is saying. Permissive parenting is when you just let your kid do whatever. Gentle parenting is I am your parent, and I am also acknowledging the fact that you are a person with autonomy and trying to understand the world around you. It's like permissive parenting is your child is hitting something they should not be hitting, right? Your child is causing a mess, a disturbance. And you go, oh no, this is showing creativity. This is getting the energy out. That's fine, honey. Do what you're gonna do and mommy will take care of it. Usually taking care of it is yelling at the people who are telling you to stop. Gentle parenting is, hey buddy, I see that you are hitting that thing that you are not supposed to hit, because we do not hit. We know that hitting hurts things. We have gone over that. We're not doing that. Here is why we're not doing that. I'm not going to spank you about it, but I am going to give you a punishment that matches what you have done wrong so that it makes sense in your brain. I don't know if I explained that well, but it's basically the difference between just letting the kid do whatever and saying, oh, we're not using the no word. You gotta tell your kid no sometimes. That's just how it is. You gotta hear no every so often so that you know how to fucking handle it. Yeah, I'm just gonna be done with this bit. But there's a big difference between I don't tell my child no because they're a special little snowflake and I am being permissive, and I am explaining what the no is coming from, if that makes sense. Because again, sometimes you have someone like me who I am more than happy to do stuff once I understand it, once I get it. So if you just tell me, don't do this thing because I say so, as, you know, would happen with my mother and my father when I was a young child, where it would be, you don't do this thing because I am your parent and I say you don't do this thing. And I would sit there and be like, right, but I don't get it. I get that you are my parent. I get that I need to listen to you. I understand that you make the rules, but I don't get why I'm not allowed to do this thing. I don't understand it. And if I understood it, I would not be fighting you on it because I would understand it. That's my main thing, is like, I want to know, I want to understand, I want things to make sense. So if you can explain it to me and I get it, immediately I am done fighting it. Immediately I am done fighting it. This has happened at work even, where I will be raising my hand like, hi, can you explain this? Can you explain that? Can you explain this detail? Can you explain that detail? And it's like, okay, we're going to meet up offline about this, which is business speak for we are not talking about this in this meeting anymore. And I go, okay, understandable. Okay. And then the person I was asking the questions of hits me up and they're like, hi, you had questions about this thing that you don't seem to like. I'm like, oh no, it isn't that I don't like it. I just don't understand. Like, I see this issue and I see that issue, and I got, like, you gave this explanation, but it doesn't make sense compared to this other thing that we're already doing. So can you speak to this? And generally speaking, the response is, oh, that's it. And I'm like, yeah, literally, that's it. I just want to know. I had one where they were announcing like this big summer barbecue that was happening at the corporate office, which is on the other side of the country from me. And I'm not even the only one on my team. Like, minimum half of my team is nowhere near the office. Half my team is remote. And before COVID lockdown, before we had lockdown, when people were mostly going into the office every day, before then, I was part of this thing that they called the fun committee. I'm not fighting it. I just need to know why you want to do insert dumb thing. Exactly. Because I'm not sitting here expecting everyone to run everything by me. I'm not expecting, people to be like, okay, well, we have to make sure that this makes sense to every single person in the company before we roll it out. No, I am fully aware that I don't have all the information because I'm not in management or whatever. I get that. I understand that. I'm chill with that. I just want to get what my part of it is. But yeah, they made this announcement about how there's a barbecue happening at the office. Big deal. Saying how it's a huge thing. It's going to take up half the day. All the people in the office are basically working a half day that day and then getting paid to go to the summer barbecue. Okay. Yeah, no, that makes perfect sense. Company picnics are a thing. Totally makes sense. Absolutely. I raise my hand. Say, is anything going to be done for the remote people? I am not asking, will you send me brisket? I am not saying, where's my barbecue? I'm saying, hi, you're making a huge deal about how half the team doesn't have to work for half the day. Is anything comparable, even a little bit, going to happen for those of us who do not get to have a free half a day off? Because you're making a huge deal about how you want us all to feel like we belong and then throwing a party in our faces. Literally, I was just like, can we even just have 30 minutes? 30 minutes where we are paid to do something that is not at our desk for a little bit. They're like, no, we can't do that. We can't send a barbecue party to you guys that are not in the office. That would be silly. And I say, yes, I agree, that would be silly. I'm just wondering if those of us who are not able to go due to the distance, because also I'm not asking you to fly me out. I'm not asking you to fly me across the country. That would be ridiculous and a waste of money. But I am asking if you are going to say that half the team is going to be away from their desks for half the day, if those of us who do not get that luxury can have some little bit of a break, so that we're not sitting here feeling like we're the only ones who have to do any work. And later on, the person who was presenting that information hits me up. And they're like, hi, would you have time for a phone call about what was discussed in the team meeting? And I go, yeah, absolutely, I got time. So they call me up. I'm like, hi. They're like, hi. They're like, so you seem very upset about the fact that you are not getting to go to the barbecue because you are remote. And I say, no, that is not at all what I'm saying, actually. And they're like, oh. I'm like, yeah. And I explain, I do not give a crap. I do not give a crap about being invited to the party that is in Washington State and I am on the East Coast, because I am fully aware of what logistics are. That would be stupid. What I am concerned about is that you guys keep making such a huge deal about wanting everyone to feel like they belong, and then turning around and refusing to involve the remote people in anything at all. And before lockdown, I was part of this thing called the Fun Committee on my old team, and we had 3 people, somewhere between 3 and 5, depending on which year it was, that could not make it to the office because they lived out of state and they moved after having worked with the company for a while. So they were permitted as a one-off, as a special thing, to work remotely. And we still included them. It was only 3 people out of 40. We did not have to do that. But we still found a way, and it wasn't hard. And now we have had COVID lockdown, and no one could go into the office. And we had a ton of things that we could do, including 30 minutes of what they called vitality time, which was literally 30 minutes you are paid to not be at your desk and just do whatever. And people would go for a walk or do some cleaning or read or whatever, and we'd come back from the 30 minutes and be in the team group chat like, look at this pretty picture that I took on my walk. Or, oh man, I played with my dog and it was really nice. It was just nice to get up and stretch for a bit. And it's fine and it's great. And then everybody gets back to work and they're feeling recharged and it's great. And I sit there and I explain all this. I'm like, so I'm not saying that I want to go to the party because I know that I can't go to the party. What I'm saying is that if you are telling everyone that there's a big party, but these people aren't invited, those people are going to start to feel some kind of way about it, especially when you are constantly saying from inside the house, by the way, guys, we want you all to feel like you belong at the party, including those of you that are not allowed in the house. And I explain all this, and this one was like, wait, really? That's the concern? I go, yeah, because I've seen it work. I've seen you personally make it work. I want to understand how we make it work again and why we're so against it now. And she goes, oh, I didn't realize that was the whole issue. I go, yeah, that's the whole issue. Is that you're saying one thing that we've been able to do and then doing another, and it doesn't make sense to me. So we talked about it. And she was like, do you have anything that you guys did before on your fun committee thing that you could give me, and maybe I can look into this with the other leadership? I go, absolutely. I'll send you an email. And I did. And since I sent that email, we've done some of them. It's just, I don't know if it's just my own communication style or what. But there have been so many times where it's like, I'm sitting there, I'm like, you have your camera on. I can see on your face. I can see on your face that you don't like that I'm asking questions. I can hear in your voice that you don't like that I am asking questions. And I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be a dick about it. I just want to understand. Because if I can understand, then I can move forward with it without worrying about it. And even if the explanation is, we don't know, that's another thing. It is so hard for people to admit when they don't know things. Again, neurotypicals are terrible at blunt communication. Literally. I'm asking a yes or no question. I don't need to ring around the rosy it. Just say yes or no. That's it. Please. Mama Maya having positive discussions and making positive improvements. I try. Genuinely, I try to. Cause like, the job is a job. The job is a job, right? But that doesn't mean I want people to suffer doing it, right? Like, I care about the people I work with. I want them to feel comfortable. I want them to feel happy. I want them to have faith. And it's rough. It's rough sometimes. It really is. I was part of the fun committee on my old team, and then they made something similar on my current team. After I had told multiple members of leadership, I would be down. I will do something like this if you make it an option. And it was there. It was an option. And I said, I want to sign up for this. Now that I know that it's an option, I want to sign up for it. And I got signed up. And then they killed it. One morning I came into work and there was an email to the group of us from the new supervisor saying, hi guys, we're dissolving the fun team. You're not doing things anymore. Leave it to us. They haven't done anything. Leadership has not done a damn thing with it other than announcing when it's someone's birthday. I'm like, cool. Great. It's tough. I had a whole idea. I had a whole thing that was going to last like a week. It was going to be like a week-long event that you could do around your work without any issue. Where the whole idea is that I would be like, in the isekai, you have the guild receptionist that like hands out all the little quests to the adventurers. That would be me. I would be that person, or whoever wanted to do it would be that person. And you just have a little list of silly little tasks. Stuff like take a picture of a book that you're reading and send it. or give me a song that you like. Or if you are in the office, go take a picture with this person if they are okay with pictures. Or leave a sticky note on someone's desk that says this message. Or, say this word in a meeting. And it would be something innocuous. Like just, I don't know, like say the word doggo. Or something silly like that, where it would not take up a whole lot of time. It would not be super disruptive. It wouldn't be a huge deal. Just a quick little 5-minute, you got up to stretch. Now, while you're standing up, do this real fast. And then give me proof. And then you can get a new little questy if you want one. You don't have to. And at the end of the week period, whoever did the most gets the title of being the best adventurer in the guild being the team, and a little clip art banner, and that's it. And that's it. It costs nothing but time, and it doesn't even cost that much time. You can have a hard limit on how many you can do a day. It's easy. It's easy. Could be a fun Discord event. It could. It really could. And I pitched it. I sent an email. And I never heard anything back. And I was like, well, great. Awesome. So it's one of those things where it's just like, I want to help. Please just let me help. And then they're just like, no. I'm like, okay, well then I guess I'm going to be annoying. I suppose I shall just be frustrating for you. I'm sorry, I tried. But it's literally like all you have to do. And like what was said earlier with like Socrates taught us that it is wise to know that you do not know things. Literally a huge thing for me in terms of like taking accountability and having integrity in myself and stuff is admitting when I don't know something. Literally, you ask me a question, I don't know the answer. Oh, I don't know. But I know someone who might. But I know where to find the answer. I know how to look it up. Or, I don't know, there is more information coming. We will find out more later. Had a meeting today. Had a last minute meeting today. Where they were announcing a new thing that's going to be happening. We're getting a training on it next week. And they said, do you have any questions? And I raised my little hand. And I was like, does this mean this? Is this replacing that? And they go, no, it shouldn't be. And I go, okay. How does this work with this other thing? Oh, well, we'll be getting information about that at this time. Right, but you're saying that it's this. So is this that? Or is this something else? Well, I'm going to pass that to somebody else. I'm like, just say you don't know. Just tell me you don't have any information at this time. You already said we're getting training on it next week. Just say those questions will be answered in the training. And if they are still not answered at that time, reach out. And they could not say it until I had asked like 5 questions and somebody else jumped in and said, I think we need to wait for the training to be done. And immediately I said, okay. Like, it's that easy. It's that easy because I don't know what you people know. I don't know what information there is. I don't know if I need to prepare anything. Hi, Fox. How was the movie? It was fun. We finished season 1 and saw the first episode of season 2 for Fate Zero, and I'm traumatized. I got to see the fighter jets. But like it's nuts. It's so nuts to me. I don't understand why people are so against admitting when they don't know something. 'Cause you just make yourself look worse. We had this exact problem happen with a massive policy change like last year, where for some ungodly reason the leads at the time decided they were going to present about it, except they had zero information about the policy change and why it was happening. And the people that did know were out of town for a business trip. And it was a huge problem because people were asking questions, not even just me. I was like one of 5 people asking just basic boilerplate, how is this going to work questions. And the lead that was presenting on it got mad. Got like so upset. It was like a whole thing for like a week. And I'm just like, well, they wouldn't let that happen again. This is so much lower stakes. They wouldn't let that happen again. Nope. No information whatsoever. And I'm like, I get it if you're being told you have to present on it, but you don't have basic information in relation to how this works with shit that you already announced. So, like, it directly related to something that they said was going to be part of monthly meetings going forward. So I asked, is this going to affect this thing that we're supposed to be doing in the monthly meetings? Well, we don't think this is going to replace anything. Right, I'm not asking if it's going to replace anything. I'm asking if it is going to affect this thing that you said was going to happen. Well, we need to wait for the training. So, you guys are the ones deciding if we do this thing or not. It's very strange. It's very strange. But, you know, that's why I'm not in management. Because I would just tell people things. Someone would ask me a question, I would say, oh yeah, it's because of X. Transparency is very important to me, honestly. Oh, that's my mic. Haha. Hello, mic. But yeah, I'm a person where transparency and admitting when I don't know things is important to me. But one of the few teachers I disliked at college before I took a gap, dude would tell us to do something and go, any questions? And most of the time his answer was refer to your evidence books. Yeah! That's the thing that happens at my job sometimes, where someone will say, hi, I have a question about thing. And they're like, did you check the playbook, the policy playbook? It's like, yes. And the policy playbook is so vague that it didn't answer my question at all. So can you help me or not? Teeny can attest to that. Teeny can definitely attest to that. I hate that book. I hate it too. I have not met a single person who likes it, including the people that work on it. I did a leadership and management course, and man, the amount of stuff where we would be given, don't do this because then staff will do something you don't want. And now I see real life examples all the time. Literally. It's almost as if the people reporting to you are people and whole ass adults who maybe just want to be taken seriously. What a shock, I know. What an absolute shock. I'm aware that the whole ass adults that work for you might just want to know what's going on with their jobs. It's nuts. It's nuts, I tell you. I feel like this has been a very long tangent on my part. I apologize. I apologize. I dominated my friends in BAP. Good. Get them. We have a Halloween event at the workplace, and the rules were show up in a Halloween costume followed by no mask, no face paint, no details on your body, no jackets or no long pants, and management can tell you to stop. Then why say you need to dress up in a costume at that point? That's a choice. I don't know. My favorite version of a guild member in media is when you're given a person from the guild that helps the team like a manager. I would love to do something like that. That sounds fun. That sounds fun. Sounds like a good time. My workplace is very demoralizing because of the culture. Yeah. See, my workplace makes a big deal about the culture. About like, oh yeah, we have a great culture. The culture is very important to us. It is very important that everyone feels like they belong and that they want to work here and that they enjoy working here and blah, blah, blah. And in theory, it all sounds very good. That's part of why I wanted to work here in the first place. But I've seen a lot of that go by the wayside over the past couple of years. Not even couple, because I've been working here for over 5 years. And I've seen a lot of that stuff get put on the back burner and put on the wayside in favor of metrics. And not even like the important metrics like quality of work, but I'm talking like productivity metrics. Where, yes, you can take longer and hit fewer items, but have better quality of work because you took longer on it. But we don't want you to do that. We want you to have that same quality of work while doing 3 times the number of hits. And it's like, that's not how anything works. That's not how that works at all. I don't think that's how physics works. And it's very demoralizing because you'll hear a lot of, oh, we care a lot and we want you to succeed and all this stuff. But then in practice, it's usually the opposite. So then that's very confusing for me, a person who believes it when people tell me things. A person who hears we care about our team members and want them to succeed and then says, okay, then help me succeed. And then I get told, no, not like that. I'm like, okay, cool. I'll just sit over here then. Oh, man. Thank you for the lurk, Duck, by the way. I don't know if you know BAP. I don't. At the end of every round, everyone but the winner gets an upgrade to their character. With the setting we had, it goes for 10-ish rounds. Ooh, that's neat. That sounds fun. I've been with my work for 1.5 years, and even I know more practical things about our machines and utilities than people who have been at the company for 6+ years. It really just depends. Sorry, I had to get a sippy. It really just depends, I guess, on how well you can pick up the process and how much you are paying attention. Because, like, that lady who's doing the training stuff that called me out for not calling her out when she screwed up some numbers, which, again, totally normal thing to have happen sometimes. She has been here way longer than me. I have a lead who started like half a year after I did and never got properly trained on the specialized work I was doing, and yet she was the one who was approving it. It really just depends on where resources are allocated and how much interest in personal growth and understanding each person has. I care a lot about growth and understanding and knowing things. I put a lot into that. It's just hard to do that on this team for some reason. On my old team, with the old stuff I was doing, we had people that knew specifics about each state in the region we handled. We handled the East Coast into the Midwest. And we had people whose entire deal was that they knew everything that you could possibly know about one state. Or, in the case of the Northeast, that region, where their entire thing was, if you have a question about this, you go to them. And I was one of those people. I was someone who went out of my way to learn everything that I could because I was assigned to stuff coming out of Florida. So I was like, okay. And I just learned everything there was to know about how insurance worked in the state of Florida, to the point that when a major shakeup happened with a contract, where we lost a contract with a major insurance company in Florida, I personally was tasked to write the here's the change, here's what's going on, here's how you handle it going forward documentation, because I knew how that shit worked. And now I'm here, and I've been in my current team for a couple of years now, and I'm not getting that opportunity. Well, I did have that opportunity with the specialized stuff, and now I don't have that anymore. And there isn't anything for me to really replace it with. So I'm just kind of sitting here. It's frustrating. I feel like I'm getting more frustrated with work lately, because I went from, I really know what I'm doing and I got this in the bag and I have it figured out and I can help teach other people if they need it, because I just really, really, really understand this. I went from that to I feel like I know absolutely nothing again, with very little support, if any. And I feel like that just makes everything worse for me, because not only do I have the, hey, things aren't making sense and I want to know why they're not making sense, I also have the, this should make sense, if you get my drift. Where like I've been at this job, I've been in this role for this long, and I still don't feel like I know what I'm doing, and that is a problem. And everyone else is just kind of like, oh no, you're fine. I'm like, I'm not actually. I'm like the opposite of fine, in fact. So I feel like that's been tough, because I know that when I get frustrated, I get testy. When I get like frustrated and annoyed with something, I get very curt. Which isn't good. It's something I've been trying to work on. But it's like I'll go from, oh yeah, we're talking, to, yep. Okay. I know. I'm doing it. Give me a minute. And it's not good. It's not a good way to react to that sort of thing. It's not great. So I am trying to work on it. Angry mother. It isn't even that I'm angry. I'm just frustrated. And okay, I need to resolve this so I can stop being frustrated. But there isn't always a good, easy resolution. There isn't always a way to fix it. And if I am in that state until I can fix it, and there is not a way to fix it, that's not good. That's not good for anybody. That's genuinely bad, actually. So it's something I'm trying to work on. Honestly, at this point, I should probably get back into therapy. I haven't gotten, like, I haven't felt comfortable with it in a long time. Just because, you know, I'm living with family, or I'm living with my ex, who was a big part of why I needed therapy at the time. I just didn't process that until after the fact. So I'm thinking I should look into doing that again. It would probably be good for like dealing with this sort of thing. Therapy good for you? Exactly. Therapy is good for you. So I do want to get back into it. I do. Because it would be good for me, as Teeny pointed out. Hugs for Mama. Thank you. Thank you. No, for me, I am aware that there are things with me that could be better. I'm aware that I do things or I handle things in a way that is not conducive to being an adult. To actually handling things properly, to working through stuff in a way that is healthy, because I very much have a horrible habit of just pushing through, of straight up going, well, we don't have time to deal with that right now. We have things to do, and then finding things to do. Like, that's part of why the anxiety was so bad when I first moved here, because I decided, okay, we're not going to deal with that. We're out of that situation. That is no longer a problem. Nope, that's not how mental health works at all. You have to actually handle that shit. So I know that I do that. And admitting you have a problem is the first step to resolving it. But now I have to do the resolution part. And I don't necessarily have all the tools to do that. So I need to consult with someone who does. Or at least has more tools than I do, that I can borrow until I find something that works for me. Maybe unhealthy, but I handle things in the premise of it sucks, but I can ignore it for now. That is unhealthy. That is very unhealthy, in fact. I would know. I do the same thing. Tried out a few different career paths over the past 3 or 4 years, and I say I've only just managed to figure out the career path I want to take. That's hard. That is hard to do. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. I have ideas of things I think I would like to do 3 or 4 years. Yeah. I have ideas of things that I feel like I would like to do, but I don't know if I would want to. I don't know if once I'm in the shit, I would be okay with it. I don't know. I do not know. But that's part of the point of finding a new job for me, is that, can I do this job? Yes. Do I like this job? Not even a little bit. So much of it is mind numbing that nope. Even if everything was perfect on the side of management, which is impossible. That doesn't happen. That's not how that works. Just because, for a lot of reasons. Not even just like the idea of, oh, this person's in management for a bad reason, which can happen. But that isn't what I mean. There's always going to be a disconnect between management and ground level employees. That's just how it is. That's just how it works. That's how you have to have it. So, I mean, even without that, even if things were different in that respect, I would still hate this job because I don't like the work itself. So, I need to find something that I do like. And that means something to me. You know? Because I'm not out here saying, oh, I need my job to fulfill my heart's desire. Or I need to find fulfillment in only my work and that's it. Because no, absolutely not. Work is work, play is play. You can have fulfillment in your job and not have that be the end all be all of your life. Time for that full-time streamer content. I wish. I'd do it in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat, I tell ya. The way I would devote myself if I just knew what the fuck I was doing. Oh, if I just knew what I was doing and how to accomplish it. I'd be on that shit. I just don't have the knowledge, you know? I don't have the knowledge, and a lot of the people that you would ask to get the knowledge or learn from, generally speaking, you kind of can't ask. Because a lot of that stuff is like you have to pay for it because it's a service, like it's a consulting fee. That makes perfect sense. You are doing me a service by providing information and knowledge that I do not already have. That is how that works. But I don't have money. Or like, okay, maybe I'll reach out to this person who I look up to and who clearly knows how to do this thing that I want to do. I'll reach out to them and I will ask questions and maybe they can help me. And then you don't get a response. You don't hear anything back because from your perspective, you are reaching out to find a mentor. From their perspective, you're some weirdo in their DMs. Which I'm fully aware I have been the weirdo. Where I'm just like, fuck it, I'll shoot my shot and ask this person questions and I never hear back. And of course I never hear back. Obviously I never hear back. They don't know who the hell I am. And I'm in here saying, hi, can you teach me how to business? Pretty please? I promise I'm not scary. And that's just how it is. That's just how it is. Which is why I asked Mama and Auntie for permission to tag them in art. Well, that's different. That's different. There's a difference between, hi, I drew a thing of you and I'm tagging you because it is you and I want you to be able to see it. There's a difference between that and, hello, my name is whatever. Please explain to me how you have built your business so that I can do that. You know? It's a big difference. Big difference. And I will say, I sent that DM and I didn't get a response. My first thought was, wow, that sucks that I didn't get a response. And my second thought was, if somebody asked me this, I would probably also not talk to them. So perhaps we change our approach. Perhaps I'm the one who fucked up here. Asking questions is good, but you have to be careful about who you ask and how. and what you're asking. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. People are hard sometimes, is what I'm saying. Not like that. People are difficult. Communication can be difficult. That's why it's a skill. That's why it is a skill that you have to learn over time through trial and error and practice. Which is why you should talk to people. You can't spend all your time in your room not talking to nobody. And it's also why when things go poorly, you gotta learn from that and not just write off the other person as a bitch. There are so many things I see online nowadays where it's just like, oh my god, I said this thing to this person, I didn't mean anything by it, but they took it a bad way, and they blocked me, and they're terrible and mean for doing that. And it's like, no, buddy, you just put your entire foot in your mouth, and it is not their job to fix that for you. Rather than blaming them for enforcing a boundary, perhaps you should look inward and think about what could be different about the situation and how you prevent that from happening again. Because I'll admit, I've been cringe at shit. I've fucked things up in conversations, and sometimes the other person is willing to talk to me about it, and sometimes they're not, and I have to learn that shit on my own. I've been on this... Well, I bumped my mic. I've been on this earth for 30 years. I've fucked up a lot in that time. I am a different person now than the person that I was 10 years ago, and I was a different person then than the person I was 10 years before that. Part of being human is constant growth and learning and change as you get closer and closer to the person you want to be. And that is okay. And it is scary. And it is okay that it is scary. It's all right that it's scary. You just gotta do it anyway is the problem. Was around in the age of VHS tapes. I had VHS tapes when I was a kid. We had the box set of VHS tapes for the Titanic movie when I was a kid. Tempted to quote Monty Python and be like, I'm not. I want to get into VTubing, but a large part of it is the fact that it is mama and auntie, but I wouldn't want to make it where I'm making things without them being comfortable. My lore includes mama and auntie, and that makes me hesitant to yap about it. I feel like it's probably fine, because you've told us about it, and we both said, oh yeah, that's great, we're okay with that. It would be different if we had no idea who you were. It would be different if you were some rando. Like, how do I phrase this? Like, I have had experiences where people might ask me for my thoughts on something or advice or something, right? Because like sometimes we'll have times in chat or in the Discord where someone's like, hey mama, what do you think of this situation? What would you do in this situation? What is your advice for this situation? I am happy to talk shit out like that. I do not mind that at all. I have also had a person I do not know in my DMs at 2 a.m. screaming at me, and by screaming I mean putting it on all caps, about all of the problems that they have in life and expecting me to know exactly what to say to fix it. Those are two very different things. Those are two extremely different things. There is a difference between I would like to get you this item in this game that you play because I think you would like it, and I am sending you this item in this game that you play. If you don't use it, you're mean. Another thing that has happened. Another thing that has happened to me. I did in fact, and this was a while ago, but there was in fact a person who was temporarily part of the community who got me stuff from the cash shop in Final Fantasy XIV. And I never asked anyone to do that. It was, as far as I knew, just a kind gesture. And every time, because this happened a couple times, every time I would say, are you sure? This is not a thing you need to do. Make sure you are taking care of yourself first. I appreciate it. I appreciate it immensely. But just make sure that you're good. And then if I did not use those items immediately, I got yelled at in front of everybody. Because why am I not using the thing that they gave me, that they spent money to give me? Contrast that with, say, Motto, for example. Motto has, on a couple occasions, gotten me something from the cash shop for Final Fantasy XIV, where I would say, oh man, that looks really cool. I'll have to get that later. And then it's in my inbox and it's from Motto. And I say, Motto, are you sure? You really didn't have to do that. Thank you so much. I appreciate it immensely. And I will wear it for a little bit. I will use it for a little bit and then I'll move on and do something else. And not once has Motto made me feel guilty about it. At most, I will use it again after a while. I'll go back to it and it'll be, oh, hey, it's that thing. And I'll be like, yeah, I still like it a lot. Thank you. You know? Yeah, the orange juices are another iffy example where it's, oh yeah, you can get this item and use it for this thing. And I say, oh, okay, I have this other thing that I'm using. And then suddenly my mailbox is full of them and I can't take just one. I have to take all of it. And I already have a whole bunch of shit in my inventory. And okay, well, thanks, I guess. There's a limit. There's a limit, you know? You know? There's a point where you have to ask yourself, am I doing this to help? Am I doing this to be nice? Or am I doing it to get attention and get something for me? Felt though, I want Mom to play Death Stranding, but I don't intend to push her to do it. Exactly. You've suggested it. You've brought it up. You've told me about it. But at no point have you said, Mama, if you don't play Death Stranding right fucking now, I'm going to be mad at you. You know? I still have my orange juice that you gave me. I'm just trying to offload it at this point. I need my inventory back. You were terrorized by OJ. A little bit. Although it's not the orange juice's fault. But like, all I'm saying is that intention matters, but you also have to bear in mind the reception, right? So if I said something to Teeny and my intention was I am being helpful, I am trying to help out, I am trying to be nice, that's all well and good. But if Teeny on her end processes it as this is a mean thing and now my feelings are hurt, my intention no longer matters because I have hurt Teeny's feelings. Okay, I need to learn from that. I need to be better. I need to learn. I need to grow. I need to process and not do that again. But you have a lot of people who hear, well, regardless of your intention, the outcome was X, and they go, well, I don't care. I don't care because my intention was Y. So therefore you can't be upset. And if you try to enforce a boundary about it, you're the problem. No, that's not how that works. One of the reasons I made Mama a virus account, which thank you, by the way, was to support, not just not get Mom to say, oh my God, a virus account. Exactly. And I do appreciate that a lot, that you did that. If I gift Maya, thank goodness you're here, is it a gift? Is it a curse? Who knows? It was a joke is one of the fastest ways to make me angry in those cases. Exactly. Yeah. If you make a joke at me and I say, hey, that hurts my feelings. I don't like that you did that. And you say, well, I was joking, so it's fine. No, it's not. Now it's worse. Now you have been given the option to take accountability and responsibility for yourself, and you have spat in my face instead. I'm just here to be a problem, but somehow it always gets turned on me. But that's the thing. You're here to be a problem for entertainment for everyone. You are not here to be a problem because, like, for example, you think it's funny if I get mad. You aren't antagonizing for the sake of antagonizing because you get something out of it. You are being silly and causing problems that you know are not going to hurt anybody. And that's what makes it funny. You're aware of your audience and you're aware of the effects your actions cause. And that's good. I'd be sad if I made mama sad. Well, I mean, that's just part of being a person, right? That's just part of being a person and interfacing with other human beings, is that you never know for sure. I mean, hell, you can say something one day and have it be fine, and then the next day it's not anymore. Do you know why? Not necessarily. Did anything change? Yes, but not for you. But that's just what it is to interface with a human being. Things change. The important thing is not to never make a mistake. The important thing is to learn and grow from your mistakes. The important thing is to acknowledge when a mistake has happened and then try not to do it again. No one should be out there in the world trying to tell you that if you are not perfect all the time, you're a horrible, horrible person. And no one should like you and no one should talk to you. There are people who are like that, unfortunately. But the point of things is not to do it right the first time every time. The point of things is to learn how to do it the right way. The important thing is to grow. The important thing is to understand and try to do better next time. And that's it. That's it. So long as you take accountability for mistakes and you work to do better the next time, that's all you gotta do. It doesn't have to be perfect. You just have to try to do a little bit better each time. And if you tell the other person in the situation that they are wrong for expecting that of you, then you are in fact the problem. If you get upset with someone for enforcing a boundary, you might be the problem. Because that's not learning or growing or acknowledging that things can be better. That's just being mad that you have to do that. Asian parents, when you don't get straight A's. Oh, I have heard the horror stories. I'm an ex-gifted kid, so I got everybody expecting straight A's from me, and then I started struggling and I didn't know what to do and I didn't know how to ask for help and I didn't know what I was even struggling with in the first place, and everybody just thought I was fucking around. I'm like, no, I'm not fucking around. Something is genuinely wrong and I don't know what it is and I don't know what to do about it. And anyway, that's how I got an anxiety issue. Anyway, that's how I started having problems in college. Because I was going for pre-med when I started at college. I was straight up in the pre-med program and everything. And I had gotten good grades all through high school and everything. And I got to my 100 levels in college, and suddenly I could not get a good grade to save my life. I would do fine on the homework, I'd do fine in class, I'd go to tutoring and be fine, and then I'd take the test and come out of it with a D and have no idea why. It was nuts and it was terrible. And I felt like a failure. And it didn't help that a lot of the people around me were saying, well, you should be able to do this, because I was also saying that. And I didn't know what was wrong, and I didn't know what to do, and nobody else did either, because nobody realized I was struggling, because I didn't know that this wasn't normal. You gotta know when to ask for help. And hey, now we've looped back. This is why I ask so many goddamn questions all the fucking time. You gotta know when you don't know, and when you don't know, you gotta figure it out. And for me, part of figuring it out is just asking a million questions, and that can be very annoying for people. Oh, you got good grades in school? Yeah, you can raw dog neurodiversity for the rest of your life. Literally. I got diagnosed with ADHD when I was in elementary school by my pediatrician. And First of all, she said I was just borderline ADD, just the attention deficit side, because at the time they weren't combined. But I was apparently just borderline because, yeah, you can only kind of have a developmental disability. But again, it wasn't something that was widely studied, especially not on young girls at the time, so okay, sure. But then she looked at my mother and told her, you can either be super on top of her symptoms all of the time, or she's just going to struggle forever. So, you can imagine that didn't go well for me. I'm not diagnosed, but we joke that if I had something, it wouldn't be surprising. That's how I feel about potentially being autistic at this point. Because, like, there are a lot of things with me where I'm like, you know, if I had an autism diagnosis, that would make sense. And I don't have one. But it is something I want to look into at some point. Not right now. Not right now. In part because of the current climate politically, but not right now. But at some point in my life, I would like to at least talk to someone about it. I want to at least talk to a professional about it and, like, how, if I have it, how do I handle that, you know? Because, like, it hasn't happened often, but I have had a meltdown or two in my time. I have, on many occasions, gotten very fixated on, like, fairness and things being correct. I do get very stuck in routines and get upset sometimes when they are disrupted. But the problem is, I have been raw dogging whatever is wrong with me for so long, because I never even got ADHD meds as a kid or as an adult, that now I feel like in my brain I have systems built on top of systems to keep everything from collapsing. And if I just let all that go, I don't know who the person will be underneath all of that. And that's a little scary. But getting to know oneself is important. Good night, Solar. Sleep well, sleep well, sleep well. With that perfectionism, I learned to overcome it and be like, it's chill to be imperfect. Now I'm only a perfectionist when it comes to video games. That's fair. See, I have a problem of, I have the problem of, if I can't do it perfectly, something is seriously wrong. If I can't do it right, something is bad. Which is super fun when I'm in my current work situation where I'm basically relearning my job with very little support. Because I'm just like, I just don't want to fuck it up. I just don't want to do it wrong. I want to do it right. I want to do a good job. You know? Think of the healthcare cost. Yeah. Lived under a social rock, so when people interacted with me, it was because they were truly interested in me. That's nice. That's nice. It's good to know that people are genuinely interested in you as a person. I got bullied instead. But I got bullied in a very unconventional way once I got older. Apparently I was really intimidating. Oh. See, I got some of that actually because I have serious RBF. I have a real resting bitch face where I will smile and be happy and excited about things, absolutely. Again, Teeny can attest, she's seen me in person. But when I'm just existing, total RBF. I'm just like, Like, I'm smiling a lot because I'm having fun. I'm having fun right now. I'm having a good time talking to you guys. But if I spent the whole stream looking like this, which is a little closer to what my face just naturally looks like, and I'm talking in my natural voice, which is a little lower when I'm relaxed. Apparently, people think that I'm just angry all the time. Which is another reason why I often don't have my camera on at work. Because let's see everyone's smiling face. Oh, thank you for the bald deck. Let's see everyone's smiling faces. You're not going to see mine because I'm just sitting here. And then it's, oh, Maya, what's wrong? Maya, why are you upset? I'm not upset. I'm just sitting here. I'm at work. I'm not hyped and excited and having a wonderful time. I'm at work. You know? Still a very huggable face. Aw, thank you. I also have really scary RBF. I smile a bit more often, but it still comes out every now and then. See, if I am trying to get from point A to point B, or I am trying to get something done, or even just I am in my default state, I apparently look angry, which is interesting. I'm legitimately not upset about most things, just kind of disappointed. Yeah, see, that's where I'm at too. Most of the time. There are times when I do get like genuinely mad. But usually speaking, I'm just there. It's like I'm around, I exist. My coworkers are used to me being a yapper, so when I'm quiet, they'll be like, "Hey, are you okay?" No, I'm just a quiet person usually. I will talk a lot given half a chance, which is how this with streaming happened. And if you get me on a topic I'm interested in, I'll just go. I will just yap forever. But a lot of times I'm just kind of quiet. Unless I'm like directly being engaged in conversation, or we're talking about something that I'm interested in, or I'm like comfortable with the person. But like at work, I tend to just want to keep my head down and do my own thing. Just like, hey, leave me alone. I'm just here to work and go home. You know? Angry me is a very different person, but they do maintain the same set of morals. Angry me is so there's this idea that I agree with, that anger is a secondary emotion. That anger comes from something like sadness or fear or frustration. And that is very true with me. I get angry, like genuinely angry, when I am fed up, like too fed up. I will get frustrated and sound like I am about to tear someone's head off. Because sometimes when I get frustrated, if it is enough, I get loud about it. I get yelly. I get sweary. But that doesn't mean I'm mad. People just think that I am because I look mad. They just have a lot less control about not saying things. Yeah, there are definitely times where I'll get mad or frustrated and I'll say something. And then later on, I'm just like, shouldn't have said that. Not the time or the place or the method. And I try to apologize when I realize that's happened. And other times someone will have to point it out to me like, hey, that was not good. And I'll be like, you know what? You're right. You're right. That was not a good look and I'm sorry. I can't say it will never, ever, ever happen again because it might. Because I am a human being and I am capable of making mistakes and backsliding and fucking up. But I'm working on it. I will try my best. And I am sorry. Because for me, an apology is multi-part. Just an I'm sorry, to me personally, is not a full apology. For me, a full apology is the I'm sorry, the acknowledgement of what you did that you are apologizing for, because you can say sorry but have no idea why. You can just say the word but have no idea what you're apologizing for. So there has to be an admission of what happened that you are apologizing for. And then there's the actual work to make sure it doesn't happen again. Something that my mom told me when I was a little kid is that sorry doesn't fix it. And I still remember that because I agree with it. Saying the word sorry does not fix a situation. The thing that fixes things is acknowledging what you did wrong and working to change or fix that. What boils me the most is when someone says sorry for fucking up and then expect me to apologize as well. Yeah, like, if I had a disproportionate response, absolutely, yes, I will also apologize. If I was part of the fuck up, yes, of course I should apologize. But if someone hurt me and they expect me to apologize for being hurt, no bueno, I learned don't be sorry, be better from Kratos. I love that. I like that a lot. It is good to be apologetic and understand when you did something wrong and feel bad about that, because that can be a driver, that can be a motivator to be better. But just being sorry, just being apologetic doesn't fix anything. You have to then do the work. It's just, this is the starting line. And if all you do is set the starting line over and over again, but you never run the race, then you're not getting anywhere. And you can't be mad when people leave you behind, because they actually are running the race. It really sucks when I have to be the bigger person when I'm decades younger. Oh, the worst. The worst. That's another thing. Which is also why I say my bad, sorry first, acknowledging my fault, then acknowledging that I am at fault. Yeah. Yep. With you there? Another thing that I've noticed is an issue more with older people. And not every older person, but I see it as a theme more with older people. Is the idea of respect being deserved or earned. And I feel like my thinking on that sort of thing appears to be different than a lot of people, or at least people that are in, like, you know, positions of power, where I think that there is a difference inherently between respect for someone as a human being and respect for someone as an authority. I can have no respect for someone as an authority figure in my life, right? Respect for elders is a participation award. Yeah. But like, I can have zero respect for someone just because they're older than me. I have no respect for your position. I have respect for you as a human being, though. I respect the fact that you are your own fully autonomous human being with your own thoughts and feelings and needs. I do not have to bow and kowtow to your every whim to respect the fact that you are a person and give you that basic level of human being respect. You do not have to be my better or my superior for me to respect the fact that you are a person who exists in the world and who is in my area. I respect the person, not the age. Yep. Commonly with money, so back in my day, a burger was a dime. Yeah. And then people were paid in court. Yeah. Yeah, it's like respect should be earned. I agree, but that's what I mean with that's what I mean about how I see respect kind of weirdly, where there is a difference between the earned respect and the inherent you are another human being respect. I do not have to know you or anything about you or have you in my life in any way really at all to understand and respect the fact that you do not want me all up in your shit in the middle of the grocery store. You do not need to earn respect points with me for me to understand that I should not be loudly playing music over speakerphone in the subway. That's healthy, not weird. Yeah, it's just my way of explaining it, I feel, is weird. My way of explaining it, I think, is strange. This is how I know Mom is better than me. Nah, I don't think I'm better. I think I've just lived longer. I think I've just seen more shit, you know? I'm the kid that went to church and got told that God says to look after the people around you and said, okay. And then everyone was like, no, not like that. I give what I receive. Yes, I very much agree with that. I'm a good person, but I'm not nice. Well, that's another thing. That's another thing that I remember hearing years ago, and I wholeheartedly agree. Kind is not nice, nice is not kind. Those are two very different things. You can be kind and do kind things and be a total dick about it when you do it. That is Philadelphia. You can also be nice, the nicest person, sweet as sugar, but you're not kind, you know? Like the person who everyone's like, oh, they're so nice. They're a very nice person. But you know for a damn fact that if you needed help, they would not lift a finger. But then at the same time, you can meet a person who is incredibly mean and abrasive, but if something happens, they are in your corner immediately. Kind is not always nice. Nice is not always kind. And that's something that I feel like everyone learns at some point in life. And if you're not careful, that is a very painful lesson. You see a lot of people learning that now in the VTubing space, I feel. Where it's like, oh, this person is so nice. They're so nice. I love hanging out with them. Everyone likes them because they're so nice, but they're not a kind person. You know? And then some shit happens. And it's like, oh, maybe they aren't that nice. No, they were nice, but nice is not the same as kind. And you are equating them. Smile doesn't mean they're happy to see you. Exactly. That's also a fear I have if I ever wanted to meet mama or auntie. See, the thing is, with how people have been with meet and greets and stuff lately, especially after TwitchCon, I feel like it would be difficult for me to feel comfortable doing a meetup in person, where like I'm physically in the space. I don't know. Because part of me wants to. Part of me wants to be like, yeah, let's get a picture. Yeah, let's chit chat for a while. Yeah, let's like, I can give you a hug or something. But part of me is just like, people have been weird lately about that sort of thing. How safe is it really to put myself in that situation anymore? Thought most VTubers use the monitor and the model. Some will like wear a face mask and show up. Some, they blend it between sometimes they are themselves and sometimes they are the model. For me, I would probably end up wearing a face mask if I were to do that, yeah. In large part because you should probably still be masking. COVID didn't go away. Cold and flu season is here. Wear a mask. This is your mother speaking. Put the mask on. I get people asking me sometimes, they're just like, why do you mask up? Lockdown's over. I'm like, yeah, it's over, but COVID is still real. COVID is still a thing. And also, I used to get bronchitis every year, and that hasn't happened since I started masking regularly. So I'm going to keep doing it. I just don't go outside. Well, you probably should sometimes. It's good to get out once in a while. Even me, I value my privacy. Yeah, that's another thing. Privacy is important. Please mask up. Please. You never know who will need it. If a person is too old or too young, they can't get vaccinated anymore. If a person is immunocompromised in some way, they likely can't get a vaccine. You don't know if someone is going to then visit someone who is in one of those categories. My own mother can't get a flu shot because she has very strong side effect reactions to it, and it makes her sick, like physically ill for like a week. So she can't safely take a flu shot. So me and my dad make sure we get ours. My sister makes sure she gets hers because we don't want to bring it to her. Because due to side effects and her own health, she can't. You don't know. So even outside of the idea of I'd win, even outside of the idea of I will be fine, I'm certain, you could be right. You could absolutely be correct. You could be 100% correct that you are just stronger than every illness and germ out there. But that doesn't mean everybody is. For me, masking is just as much a personal precaution as it is community action. Because, again, I'm not just out here worried about myself. I'm worried about other people. I want to make sure that I don't get sick, but I also want to make sure I don't get anybody else sick. And there are so many variables and so many things that could go wrong that... Pom yarn, hello, lovely to meet you. Thank you so much for the follow. How you doing? We are just chit-chatting about stuff and life and junk. How you doing? But yeah, like, I'm good. I'm glad to hear it. But yeah, like, when it comes to masking and stuff, I see it partially as this is something to keep myself safe, and partially as this is something to keep the people around me safe, you know? My body's already shutting down due to stress. See, that's another thing, right? You don't know what can change. Stress, the toll that it puts on the body, you will get sick from things you didn't even know you could get sick from. Source, me. When I've been at my worst stress-wise, I've gotten so sick. Oh, it's the worst. There's nothing I can do about it because my body is fried because of all the stress. It doesn't matter what precautions I take, I will 100% get sick if someone near me is sick, and my body isn't reliable. I can't count on me being able to run if something happens. I have to use a cane to get around most days. So yeah, you're going to win the I can't get sick fight, but you might be the reason I go to the hospital. Exactly. Exactly. And I'm not saying you have to live your whole life catering to, you know, the people around you. But I am saying that if you can help an untold number of people by just wearing a mask when you go out, what are you really losing? You know? I'll wear a mask if I'm sick or if I know someone who's going to be at the place prefers me wearing it. For me, I wear a mask whenever I go out. If I am outside and there isn't a huge crowd of people, maybe I will put it on my wrist for a bit. But if I'm going into a place or there's a big crowd, I put the mask on. If I am in my own home, or my own car, I don't worry about it. But if I'm going to be around a lot of people, I'll put it on. And it's not even that big of a deal. It's just this is a small thing that I can do. I know how unreasonable it is to say always mask up, but if you're sick and knowingly spread that around, I can't respect it. Oh no, I agree. And that's been another thing that I've seen people online talk about, where it's like voice actors that are just like, why are you coming to my table for signings and a picture and a handshake if you know you're sick? What is wrong with you? Because that's a fucked up thing to do. That is in fact a fucked up thing to do. I remember FanFest 2023 was a whole issue because some dude went to a massive convention with COVID. Rocked up to the function day one feeling like they were dying, feeling like they had the flu or some shit. Went back to the hotel room, got a COVID test, found out they were positive. Stayed in the hotel room with their friends who were going to keep going to the event. and got on a crowded flight home with no precautions. And they presented it as if, haha, isn't this a funny thing that happened to me? And got confused when people were like, no, you're an asshole, actually. Someone getting me sick at the wrong time with the wrong thing could literally kill me. Yeah. Yeah. I remember a couple of years ago, Teeny was telling us in the group chat that like her doctor told her if she got COVID again somehow, she was probably going to have to get hospitalized because that was how bad it had fucked her up because of how many times she had gotten it because of people not being careful. So yeah, we could have lost Teeny. You never know what people are going through. Doesn't hurt to be careful. It doesn't hurt to be mindful. You could be saving someone's life by doing that. And you know what? If that is what it takes to get someone to like be chill about, you know, health and not being a super spreader, okay, sure. Sure, whatever. You get to be the big hero. You didn't give 12 people the flu. Great job, Superman. If that's what it takes, sure. I still have breathing problems to this day. I've been working so hard to build up my endurance and to know all my efforts could be wiped out because masks are stupid. I'm stronger than those weak snowflakes and made it worse. Yep. Yeah, Teeny went on a cruise where she was masking and the people with her were masking and everything was fine. They got home. Nope. Somebody on the boat was sick or somebody on the plane was sick or something. And Teeny and Kage both got sick as hell. And we had to not play D&D. Teeny's had to cancel streams. All because one or two people thought, nah, it'll be fine. For you. You don't know what other people are going through. Be like, I took 2 Flintstone gummies. Literally, though. The people who wear masks under their noses are terrible. I've seen doctors do that, bro. I went to the dentist. Dude was wearing his mask like that. I'm like, why do you even have that on then, man? Come on. Yeah, why do you even have it on at that point? Exactly. It's like, what are we doing? Wear it or don't. If you have to wear it, then wear it properly. If you're going to wear it properly. If you're not going to wear it properly, then just take it off. You look like a dick. Whole ass it. Just don't fuck around. Dagnabbit, come on. There we go. There we go. There we go. Yay. Ooh. Nice, nice, nice. I think I need to trim that a little bit. Gotta trim the tail. There we go. Ooh. I don't know if you could hear that, but my elbow just went crack real loud. It's like the sagging pant trend, but it's actually causing harm. Literally, though. The sagging pants trend, I don't get it because I would just personally be uncomfortable. Not even because my underwear would be out, just I'm wearing pants and they're at my butt cheek and not at my waistline. Now I feel weird. Like, maybe it's because I'm old, but I see the sagging pant trend and my first thought is, Jesus Christ, just get a belt. That's how I know I'm old. There's a short film I saw where this old man gets tired of dumb people in the world and he shoots them. I don't condone it, but the premise I understand. See, I don't know. I do not personally condone violence. I understand that there is a point where it cannot be avoided, but I don't personally condone it. Sagging is super fun when I was in high school because I get to point out how stupid they look. See, I don't know. Unabomber. Let's not make jokes about the Unabomber, guys. Let's not do that. Let's not make jokes about mass killings. How about? Also, ripped jeans. Why are you paying double for damaged jeans? All of my ripped jeans ripped because of my own clumsiness. And then I would wear them anyway, and then ripped jeans were in style, so it worked out. Although nowadays, most of my jean ripping comes from the fact that I got thighs. Just remind me of that from the description. Okay, cool. Cool. Gotcha. Now you would be surprised the things I have seen people make jokes about because it's just become so desensitized at this point. And it's very sad. I don't like that people will just make jokes about stuff like that because it's just such a constant thing now. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. I just don't think people should have to live in fear of dying for living their life. I feel like that shouldn't be a crazy thing to say, and yet current time. I don't know. Now you're good. Yay. I don't know, man. I just want to live my life. And I want other people to be able to live their lives. It's not my business. It genuinely. As far as I'm concerned, as long as you're not hurting anybody, including yourself, and as long as everyone involved is able to enthusiastically consent, I don't give a shit. I don't care. You're an adult. That's your business. Like, I don't need to have my nose in other people's business all the frickin' time. I can mind my own, thank you. Will I care if I see people getting screwed over? Absolutely. If I see people getting hurt? Of course. But if everything's fine and no one's getting hurt or taken advantage of or whatever, then why do I have to care? Why do I have to have an opinion on literally everything any person could ever do with their lives? Again, if something bad is happening, if someone's getting hurt, if someone's being taken advantage of, etc., etc., yeah, obviously it's good to take a stand against that sort of thing. But like, if it's just two people or even just one person making a personal choice for themselves that I would not personally make for myself, that's not my fucking business. And I don't have to have an opinion on it if it's not my fucking business. What's your opinion on eating onions like apples? It concerns me, but you do you. I don't care. Just don't make me do it. Do I get it? No. Do I have to? Also, no. You can joke about having depression yourself, but making a joke about someone who is depressed is me. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Reminder, kiwi skin is healthier than the fruit. I acknowledge that is probably correct, but I will not eat kiwi fruit. You cannot make me. Absolutely the fuck not. That is a textural nightmare. I will not be doing that, thank you. Mama, where are my grapes? I don't have any. I could probably go get some. Well, actually, no, it's like 10. I don't think the grocery store's open anymore. I can't get you grapes. I'm sorry. Also, the stand only has lemonade. Mama doesn't like kiwi. Mama is fine with kiwi. Mama will not be eating kiwi skin. That is what I am saying. I will not be eating the skin. Kiwi, the fruit, is all right. The actual, like, fruit part, the green part. Waddles away. I remember the lemonade stand and the grapes. I was there. I am of age for that meme. I'm getting sleepy. I gotta get up early tomorrow. Because I misjudged how much cereal was in the box and I don't have any breakfast for tomorrow. And I need to have breakfast, so I need to run out in the morning and get shit. That meme actually ended. He sells Greminade. They resolved their differences. Peace can thrive in the world. Oh, I'm so glad to hear it. That's wonderful. Such good news. Such good news in these uncertain times. The 10-year wait was so good to see. I gotta look it up. I'll look it up later. Thank you for telling me. That makes me happy to hear. That's so cute. It's really cool to see how much better it looks compared to the first one. Aww. I'm definitely looking that up after stream then. That sounds adorable. Yay. Yippee. I got hit with the Hangman Tarot card. Oh, that's okay. While there are cards in the tarot deck that have generally perceived to be negative connotations, I am of the opinion that there is no set bad things card in the tarot. Everything has an up and a down. Like, even the death card in the tarot deck is like, oh my god, it's death, that's terrible. No, it just means there's a change. Death just means change. In terms of the cards. In terms of the tarot card. That's not necessarily in real life. I'm playing Phasmo. Oh! I forget what the tarot cards do in Phasmo. It's been a while. It's been a minute. Yeah, no, in Phasmo, the cards are bad. In Phasmo, specifically, the cards are there to kill you. But in real life, with regular tarot decks, there's no card where if you pull it, that only means bad things. Which I like. He speaks to us from beyond the grave. Well, I mean, hey, if I was dead and a ghost, I'd spend all my time hanging out in streams. That sounds fun. Instead of haunting a house, I just haunt Twitch. They really changed Phasmo since I played last. I remember there being tarot cards, because I specifically remember playing with my friends and someone found a deck and then we immediately stopped everything to sit down and just Russian roulette the deck. And it was very stupid and I think I died. I love doing that. Yeah. The devil can be useful for a ghost photo. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna have to be done soon, but I don't wanna be done soon. Because I'm having fun talking with you guys about life and stuff. Last time I played Phasmo was probably a few years ago. No, that's fair. I haven't played in ages. Last time I played Phasmo, I showed my friend the mirror and only told them it shows where the ghost is, and then I ran out of the house. That's so mean. That's so mean. That's fantastic, but it's really mean. Oh, come on, get in the needle. Get in the needle. Get in the needle. You pox upon my life. That's another thing. Getting really dramatic with shit actually does help. Funny enough, I have learned that if you get super over dramatic about things to the point where even you know that you're being dumb and over dramatic about it, it does make things easier. What would Mama ASMR stream, since how often that's been a reward goal? It's been a reward goal because people say they like my voice. I don't necessarily know what I would do though, because I've done like the voice pack of, hi, I'm here to wake you up in the morning, or hello, you've had a long day and now we're grabbing dinner, and that sort of stuff. But I've never done like proper ASMR. I'd probably have to ask Kieran for tips because he's done it before. But yeah, singing a lullaby. Yeah. And I like doing stuff like that. I just don't know what people want. Because I know there was that whole trend of like really violent ASMR. like the thing where it's just like, I'm your boyfriend and I'm in a horrible car accident. And that shit is so fucking funny. Oh. So good. I love stupid shit like that. It makes me laugh. Oh, it will not get in the needle. Why will it not get in the needle? Please. Please, get into the needle. Please. Thank you. There we go. Not motherfucker. You stay right there. Mom comforts you with head pats, and it's just Mama rubbing a foam pad. just do fucking. Oh, how do I get in the? There we go. Almost. There we go. It's just like there. Was that good? Was that good as ASMR for you guys? I got mute for a quick second. Hang on. Sorry about that. I had to blow my nose. Bless you. Thank you. Thank you. Sometimes when I talk for too long, my nose starts running because my sinuses actively hate me. I don't know why this happens. It just do. Maybe I need to dust again. I probably do. Actually, now that I think about it, I cleaned the floors and I cleaned the bathroom, but I don't think I've dusted yet. I should fix that. I should do that before I leave for the holiday. Because I already know when I get back, because I'm getting back on Saturday, I'm already planning on doing like a big grocery trip and cleaning and stuff when I get back. So I was thinking like, oh, I don't have to worry about it because I'm going to do that when I get back. But like, I should probably dust. It would probably be better for me health-wise if I just did that instead of putting it off to try to do everything at once. The last time I did that, it was, again, I was house sitting for my parents while they were on a trip. And I was handling the chores and stuff while they were gone because, you know, A, it's a nice thing to do. Thank you for the bald. And B, don't want to be a dick. And just be like, hi, you just got off a plane. The house is filthy. You know, I don't want to be that guy. But I was like, oh, I want to make sure that it's like fresh when they get home so that, you know, it isn't something that anybody has to worry about for a while once they're back. So I put it all off for a lot longer than I normally would. By the end of it, for anyone who doesn't know, I have a bad allergy to dust. I got like a bad dust allergy. In that it just makes my sinuses go insane and my eyes get itchy. And my nose was running constantly, and I was sneezing constantly, and my throat was scratchy, and my eyes were watering. I was like, wow, the pollen must be really bad. And then wouldn't you know it, I got all the dusting and everything done, and I felt a million times better. I was like, I wonder what that's about. Because I am, in fact, Boo Boo the Fool. I am my own worst enemy. I come up with ideas for doing things, and then they are not good ideas, but I'm stubborn. I need definitive proof that it's a bad idea. A neat meditation I did when I was younger was I would sharpen weapons with a whetstone in the backyard. Ooh. Yeah, repetitive action is very good for calming. Like, that's part of why I like cross stitch so much, is that if I am emotionally not doing great, I can just sit and I can do cross stitch for a bit, and it'll help me moderate myself. It'll help me calm myself down, because it's just a nice repetitive action that you just do for a little while. So this one is mine. I don't have any allergies, but strong scents and sounds of anything bother me a lot. Ooh, yeah. Strong scents will get me. Sounds I can usually deal with without too much trouble, but strong smells tend to grab me. My ma took note, so I often get asked to sharpen knives for cooking. See, there you go. It's helpful. It's a nice thing to do. What gets me is feeling, no, texturally, sticky. My thing is sticky. With textures and shit, I cannot handle sticky, especially if I do not know why something is sticky. Like, because you know how sometimes it'll be like a film and you can't really see it, but it just feels sticky. I hate that. Sticky can be really bad too. Oh. Mama no likes sticky, but eats sticky sour candies, but I know where the sticky is coming from. If you hand me a sour candy and say, this is sticky, okay, cool. I know it is sticky. If I put my hand down on a counter and it is sticky, that's gross and I hate it and I don't like it, and now I have to wash my hands a million times because ugh. I hate really watery slimes because of how sticky and wet it is. See, I've tried to enjoy slimes because I know it's like a whole sensory thing that people enjoy. I don't get it. It's just not for me, I'm afraid. Wait, did I fuck that up? I did fuck that up. I did that backwards. See, when you do cross stitch, all of your stitches are supposed to go the same way. So all of this is stitched so that the one going yeah, so that the line going this way is first, and then the one going this way, mirrored is hard, this way is on top of it, but I did the other way by mistake, and you can tell. You can tell when that happens. Corey, hello! Thank you for the resub. What's the sitch is we are Stitch. We're doing cross stitch and talking about life and stuff. How you doing, Corey? It's simple. What? One wrong direction, it's all fucked. God, yeah. It's like a print with cross stitches and stuff, because the stitches are so small in the grand scheme of things. It's very much a Princess and the Pea situation, where it's just like, I know something's wrong. I know something's wrong, and I can't fucking figure out what it is. That's something where, like, if I was lucky enough to be able to have, like, a gallery thing of cross stitches, I would want to do one. I have a couple ideas for what I would want to do for something like that. And one of them is I do the whole thing normal, and then I have one stitch that is, or like maybe not just the one, but a couple that are like a dead pixel sort of situation, where one stitch is going the wrong way, or one stitch is a single shade off from everything else around it. Where it's one of those things where in the grand scheme of things, it's not a big deal. But now that you've noticed it, it's going to bother you forever. Just make a physical dead pixel. Thank you for the rip, Corey. I'm good, just home from work. Oh, I hope work went well. Welcome home. Oh, thank you for the posture check. Oy. It's hard to remember to have my posture be good when I'm doing this because I have to have my hands out kind of far in front of me while I'm doing this so that it gets caught on camera. Oh, thank you for the head pats and the hydrate. Thank you very much. You are so kind. Oh, and thank you for the stretch. Ooh, and by that logic. And posture check. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Ugh, I'm like rotating my shoulder. My right shoulder is kind of ouchy most of the time. I think because I was in a car accident. Not recently. This is the one I was in a couple years ago. My shoulder's been kind of ouchy ever since then, and I never bothered to go to a massage therapist, so. It just hurts now. Excuse me. Another thing that I should probably fix at some point, and yet, money. The really brutal one where the car got totaled? Yeah, the one where I got T-boned. Yeah, that one. I think Mama told that one? Oh, I definitely told that one because I was posting about it and shit, so people didn't think I died. Thank you for the save, Duck. Save. I don't remember the full Princess and the Pea story. I remember one where a prince wants to marry a true princess, so the only way is to test if 3 princesses could feel a pea under 6 mattresses while they laid down on them. Yes, the idea, just put the needle in the fabric safe. That's literally what I do. I'll literally end it, like when I'm done stitching, I'll end it like this, where I have the thread in the needle and the needle is just stuck where I'm at. And then I just fold up the fabric and set it aside. That is how I save for cross stitch. But yeah, no, the Princess and the Pea, to my remembrance, is to prove that she is a true princess. She is given a bed that is just a stack of mattresses, like so many mattresses on this bed, right? Because, oh, well, we need it to be comfortable for the princess, yes. But then they put a singular pea somewhere in the mattresses, like underneath some. And if she feels it, which she does in the story because she is a princess would feel that there's a pea. Can I offer you a nice egg in this trying time? I would love a nice egg in this trying time. Thank you, Worldly Quaver. Eggs are always appreciated. My form of save is to leave it obviously out to remember, oh yeah, do this. My form of that, because I'll leave something out and then not remember why I left it out. So I just set 1,000,000 alarms on my phone all of the time. I have a minimum of 3 alarms on my phone at all times. 1 is my wake up for work alarm. 1 is set 15 minutes after my wake up for work alarm, just in case. Because it has happened before where I will be so tired I will accidentally fall back asleep, and we cannot have that. So I set a just in case snooze alarm basically. And then 1 is to remember to take my meds in the morning, because sometimes I will forget to grab them when I get breakfast. And then I'll remember like the next day when I feel like shit, because one of my meds is for my tum-tum, because I will, if I do not take this every single day, I will feel extremely acidy, not in like a heartburn, like, oh, my chest is sore, and not necessarily in a reflex of, oh, I feel like I got acid in the back of my throat. No, it makes me feel like I can feel my stomach acid almost, like my stomach just feels extremely sour and burny, and then I don't want to eat. So I gotta make sure to take my meds on time. Because it really sucks ass when I forget. Morning wake up, noon countermeasure wake up, work alarm. Like you're churning it, kinda. You know that feeling when you eat too much sour stuff and it's like, oh boy, I can really feel that overloading my system? It's like that, except I haven't eaten anything sour. At that time specifically. It's coming to mind that the princess from The Princess and the Pea is probably autistic. Entirely possible. Just like how it's possible, not confirmed, mind you, but possible that the myth of the changeling child is actually from autistic kids, and that autism and the autistic traits presenting in childhood rather than like super, super early. Again, this is a theory that I've seen people talk about. It is not proven. It can't really be proven at this point. But it's an interesting idea. I don't want to be done. I'm having fun, but it's like 10:30 and I'm tired. This is the danger of making a stream out of your hyperfixation. It's like, no, I'm having a good time. I want to do this forever. And I can't. But hey, that's just a theory. Yeah. Also, women with cats were witches because during the plague, rats spread the disease and cats would eat them, leaving the women unharmed. Yeah. Also, the idea of a spinster being an older unmarried woman, but actually spinsters were like necessary for society at the time, so they were paid pretty well and they didn't have to deal with having a husband in a time where that could be dangerous to have a husband. It still can sometimes, but it was more so back then. Honestly, considering how much I enjoy doing cross-stitch and stuff, I'd be down with being a spinster. Just like a traditional spinster where all I do all day is fabric work and fiber work. Plague doctors were actually very smart and their stories were very interesting. Yeah, I agree. It's so easy to look back at history and be like, stupid people from the past. And it's like, no, we've learned things over time. We've just learned things over time, man. Science has progressed to a point where it wasn't at there in the past. There was a time where people thought washing your hands was stupid. Genuinely, there was a doctor who was like, hey guys, maybe our surgery patients would die less if the doctors washed their hands before starting surgery. And dude nearly lost his medical license if he didn't just outright lose it. There was a time in history where people were doing skin grafts. Doctors were performing skin grafts by harvesting frogs from like the local creek and skinning them and slapping that skin onto a person. History is weird because we had to figure it out somehow. Fuck around and find out is unfortunately a viable strategy. It's just, in the process of fucking around, people are going to get hurt. Apparently, I'm an alternate. Fantastic. You're like the one good one that isn't actively trying to get people hurt. All right, well, we didn't finish the whole pink stuff, but we made good progress, I think. Like, we got all of this stuff done. That was not done 3 hours ago. I'm here for it. I think we made good progress. I think I did a good job. And we got to just chit-chat about life and stuff. Ah, this was so nice. This was so nice. To be fair, humans are really good at dealing with the consequences of fucking around as a species. That's how we've gotten as far as we have, quite frankly. All right, I'm gonna pop back to the chat screen. I'm actually gonna keep the BGM that we have going up because it's really nice. I'm just gonna keep it up for now. Remember correctly, plague doctors stuff the beak of their mask with nice smelling flowers and stuff to counteract the plague. Yeah, and also because death smells bad. There are a lot of ways our bodies have evolved over time to help us survive better, and one of them is death smell bad. Stay away from that shit. It smell bad, and it bad for you. Oh. Thanks for streaming. Thank you for being here, guys. This was a nice ease back into streaming outside of the million OBS disconnects. I still don't know what that was about, because after that last one, it was fine and stable the rest of the time. Very weird. Very odd. I'll have to look into that, see if I can get like an Ethernet cord or something. That was very weird. Still fun though. I'm glad. It was very frustrating for me at the beginning. I was very not happy about that. Very not happy. Yes. That makes sense grammatically. It wasn't something you can plan for. True. I just thought we were finally past that phase. It's fun for the time I was active here. I'm glad. That means a lot. Do you think more people would wear masks if they were like plague doctor masks? See, that I don't know. Because people whine and complain about a little paper mask. Saying, oh, I can't breathe well enough. Okay, how are you going to handle with a giant leather beak? Although, I would wear a plague doctor mask because I think they look pretty fucking cool. How Mama's enjoying this too? I had a good time once the OBS stuff was figured out. That's one of those things where it's just like, oh, I need to keep myself under control because I am feeling myself get heated. I mean, I would. Yeah, no, I'm not saying I wouldn't. I just understand that people find things to complain about. Mama becomes that one goth cosplayer plague doctor girl. That could be fun. That could be fun. I'm down to try it. All right, let's see who's live. Let's see who's still live at this 10:30 at night. Who's about? Who's around? Let's see. Oh, there are a lot of good options. Luna's live. We're gonna raid Luna. We're gonna raid Luna. We're gonna raid Luna. It's been a minute, and we love Luna here. Rest well afterwards. I will. Absolutely, I will. Yeah, she is. All right, let's set up this raid. Looks like she's playing House Flipper, or House Flipper 2 rather. Nice. We are going to continue the chill times. We're going to continue the nice chill times. Been lurking in both? Hell yeah. Multitasking king over here. Or queen. Or simply regent. Whichever title you prefer. Alright, there's a sequel? Apparently. I'm here for it. Went from some Toho game to this? Nice. Alright, let's get this raid started up. And don't forget the raid message. All right, as far as where I will be, I'm going to not be around for most of this week because holiday, but I will be back on Sunday over at Kieran's channel for Dark Heresy if we're all feeling up to it after the holiday. And I'll be back to my relatively normal stream schedule next week. So I will be back on Monday as well. So I hope to see you guys soon. We got to get back on Danganronpa. We still got to have a game to get through. Oh boy. I'll see you guys later. Bye. Good night.